Brought to you as always by our wild and whittle back pocketeer patrons. This week starring Steph Bendixson.
Is it Step on Me?
We'll give it to you for Step on Me.
It's Step on Me?
Gus Ronald.
It's like gambling.
We can cut that bit, right?
Cut it in. Ruby Innes.
No, I will not divert. We're going to start the game.
And special guest Dungeon Master Extraordinaire, Zach Naoon.
Hide and go seek. 15, 14, 13.
Behind the scenes, it's Pete, Will, and Ben. This week on the show, we jump into the heads of some celebrities and practice a little bit of public speaking. Now get ready. It's time for Back Pocket.
To the show. It's Back Pocket. It's Thursday. It's us here again as we are with you every week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being in the chat. And thanks to everyone in the room for putting on another bloody good show. I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome, everyone.
Oh, I see.
What? See what?
You're just like preemptively saying that we put on a good show.
I think that's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, okay.
It's positive reinforcement.
Yeah,
putting it out into the
yeah,
universe.
I love
I'm putting
that.
it out
I
in
love
the
that.
universe.
You're
We're gonna
manifesting.
take it. We're manifesting.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
That's what we do now.
Yeah.
This could be the worst show we've ever done.
This could be shit ass. But it's not going to be. Zach, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm here.
You are
exist.
For our worst show
Right
yet.
For the worst show. I'm gonna make it the worst show. That's my goal. That's my plan.
Can I just say, as one newly mustachioed man to another,
Oh, God.
when you walked in, I thought, damn, that's some damn fine facial hair. I look a mess compared to how well
You're
groomed you are
looking
at the
great. You got a little salt in there.
I'm
Feeling fresh.
moment. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh God, stop cutting between us.
Gus, I knew you loved fishing, but I didn't know it was for compliments.
Yeah.
That's like his MO.
That's
all he
what
does is fish for compliments.
Yeah.
Well, I just,
Funny
And
choice.
Was
he
hitting
gives-
you with the salt like a little bit of a knife in the
need that.
ribs?
I need
You a
that.
little.
I
He
need to
gives
be
them
brought
to
down.
himself when he doesn't hear them enough.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I manifest. No, because like recently I've been trimming back the beard, and it's more
Yeah.
preparation for everyone else. Have you ever had full beard, or you just always done the tash?
I've always done. I don't even consider it a tash because I'm like, I have a beard and I just trim the beard, and at some point it becomes a mustache.
Yeah, true.
At this point, clearly.
But have you been
I didn't
ragged and
realize.
like, island? I've been left on an island for months, kind of vibe. Facial
No,
hair?
I keep it. I get
imagine.
because it gets more than this length, and suddenly it's a bit puby.
Bit
you know?
cute, yeah. That's why you have to go on an island for a couple of months.
Yeah.
To stay away from.
But I went a bit wild and bushy, and then what I did is I've been bringing it back inch by inch because it's less about what I think and more about people going, "Whoa, you changed." And so what I did is I've been trimming it back incrementally, so people
yeah.
are like, "Oh, it's a little shorter," but it keeps coming back. It doesn't. I don't go the instant baby face or the suddenly where the hell is your neck.
It's
kind of
hard
vibes.
to change your appearance suddenly. It's hard to try things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If
so
people
scary.
don't expect it from you, then they make a big deal out of it, and then it makes you never want to try it again.
Yeah.
And then it defines you for that like month that you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
all that everyone wants to talk about. I'm like, I
Yeah.
have other interesting things happening in my life.
It's even worse when they, instead of giving you a straight up compliment, you can tell they're trying to think of a word that isn't negative but isn't entirely positive either. So they go, "Oh, that's new."
It's a soft, slow motion backhand compliment. It's like a backhand
Yeah.
caress.
Oh, that's
It's like,
different.
you have a mustache. Yeah. And you're like,
So you think a mustache? Is that what you're thinking? at the
Trying
moment?
something else, are we?
But there are more things that define you. You're very well dressed.
thank you, thank you.
You're a finely snappy, well dressed man when you walked in the
Thank you. I
studio.
appreciate
Do you
that.
want to get married?
A little bit.
Just saying, I feel a little. I feel a little
I feel like
You're
Yeah.
interrupting something, Steph.
I've just got my shitty boots. You've got your nice, I'm complimenting our
I
guest.
got
Yeah.
cursed by a witch to always dress like a second-rate airship captain. So
That's awesome.
Oh, I love
What a
that.
specific
Is that a
spell.
curse?
yeah, it was
Oh,
a
that's a
very,
gift.
very specific witch.
I gotta
She
hit
had
the switch
specific
up.
interests. in
Yeah,
me.
and you were like, oh no.
Oh no, I guess.
Oh, I hate that.
But yeah, no, welcome to the show. We saw in the intro there a little bit of what you do when you're not wearing a mustache. I don't know. But you are a prolific D&D DM by the looks of it.
Yeah, I do a
Tell us a
little
bit about that.
DMing a little on the Dungeons and or Dragons. So I've got a little. I do a podcast, but I also have a YouTube channel where I share very silly D&D stories, as well as I did a one shot of D&D where I replaced every role with like a physical or mental challenge, It basically got it like just distinct enough from Taskmaster where I didn't have to pay them any royalties.
Brilliant.
Wait, can you explain that to me? What do you mean?
So like if they need to roll an attack roll with a bow and arrow,
Yeah.
I had a toy bow and arrow set up for them to shoot at a target. If they need to do an intelligence test, I had like a Rubik's Cube that was like 2 moves from being solved that I could give them, and they had to solve it in like 15 seconds.
So you took the joy of the imagination of D&D and brought it crashing back into the real world.
into your own actual skills.
Yeah.
Forget the theater of the mind. This is the theater of the room that I prepared with props and that kind of stuff. Which is great though, and like obviously a heap of fun for.
It was really really good fun. I was very lucky to have a lot of like very lovely people on it. Jordan Rasco and Dale and a bunch of people, and it was so much fun.
Is it something that had so much prep that you're like, I'm never doing this again, or was it like I could come up with another?
I was
series
like,
of
I am
elaborate-
gonna do this again, but I'm gonna have way more like lead in time. I'm gonna because I just had my house filled with strange props and like I had the game operation and I had just filled a lot of people.
Was that for medicine checks?
That was for lockpicking checks.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a
Ooh, I
smart way
like
to do
that.
it. Because lockpicking IRL actually quite difficult.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Also, like, it would suck to have so many things prepared and then no one chooses to do that. They're like, I kicked the
Yep.
door open.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
I had-
maybe
I had-
try picking the lock.
I definitely did. Someone was like, I want to break this lock. I'm like, you could pick it though. You could pick it. You could pick it. He's like, I guess I could pick it. And I was like,
You're
go,
like
go, 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 go,
nudging
go,
the
go.
operation
Picking it
table
out of
closer and
As a
closer.
DM though, can't you kind of just force things in a certain direction?
you
Can't
can-
you be
you
like,
can
oh,
kinda
this one's unbreakable.
Yeah.
You choose to feed all the hungry hippos.
crazy that I just had this lying around.
Just a series of board games.
I did like the central premise of it is I really wanted to lead up to like a Weekend at Bernie's style thing.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Because I love just making a D&D one shot that is basically another movie, like
Yep.
Die Hard or whatever. It's the perfect way to do a one shot. And so I was like, Weekend at Bernie's is funny. And I was like, how am I gonna do that? And I was like, so I got my lovely partner made a puppet. So at the point where they're like, okay, we're gonna like pretend to be him, and I'm like, okay. Everyone close your eyes. And then I got out the puppet and put it on one of their hands. And then everyone opened their eyes. And they're like, how did you plan for this? And I'm like, I don't know.
I guess like the joy of being a good DM is as well as making it feel spontaneous when
Yes.
you've been planning everything from the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind
and,
of thing.
And having the prop ready, a little challenge ready. And there's such a different energy when someone is like, oh, I want to try, or like angles their character to do something that they know their character is good at. In this, you find people being like, okay, I'm going to make a deception check. How do I do that? It's like a little bit of like,
Or am I?
yeah. I also did a live version at PAX on stage, and there's a great moment when someone was like, I was like, okay, make a wisdom saving throw against fear. And they were like, and then I just sprinted full force. I went,
You failed.
yeah, they flipped. So, yeah.
This feels like
amazing.
This feels like the version of D&D I want to play, because I don't know if you run into this, but like the older you get, or the people you play D&D with, it's like they're more time poor, and it's that thing of they're less attention is there to sort of spend. So it's like one shots are perfect for that. I'm always saying like that's the version I want to play. It's like give me a condensed 2-hour campaign that's like watching a long movie kind of thing. Is that happening more and more?
Yeah, I mean, like it's the one shot as well as like, I mean, I've had players who I've played with for like 7 years, and you know who you are. Who doesn't remember the rules? You still don't remember what you're plus to a thing,
That's
and
me,
I'm like,
for sure. Yeah.
and so this is a great way of introducing new players into it, and people who maybe don't know the system or anything really, and it's just like you just rock up and you don't need to know any mechanics, you don't need to know anything, just
How do you
pretend.
find playing D&D like online versus in person? Like, have you had experience with like a lot of online D&D stuff, and do you enjoy it, or do you just find it loses some of the magic?
D&D and beyond.
Yeah,
doing anything for you.
It's one of those things where like I always wanted to be in person. I used to do I still do a D&D podcast. It's been going for like 8 years now.
What's the name of it?
I
Plug
Speak
it.
Giant. And I used to be so firmly about being in person, and then when COVID happened, obviously we were like, well, we can't do that. And then we started doing it remote, and it's not as good. And then people end up moving and stuff, so you have to do it online. But in person is still, there's a magic to it that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
my
can't
current
recreate.
campaign is online. It was in person, but then two of the folks moved to Queensland.
Sure.
Maybe, yeah, up or down. But they moved away, and so we had to go online. And I feel technology these days, it's crazy. It's crazy because we've got like obviously all our character sheets online, but they're connected to the system that we use for the map. And so when we do rolls from the character sheet, it shows up in the map, and it's all very delightful. And there's still a lot of visual to it, which is really great. I love doing it in person, and I sometimes get worried that because I love the role play aspect of it the most.
Yeah.
Like, sure, a battle is fun and doing whatever with numbers, okay. But being some crazy, silly guy,
Little goofy little
that's
guy.
where I'm at. That's where I'm at. My current character is called Larry Ginormous, and he's a real piece of shit.
I feel like that's the suffix on every one of your characters as well. It's like, I'm Arwen the Majestic, and I'm a real piece of shit. Just quickly, before we move on, I do want to say, I kind of like the online aspect because we played around a little bit, and I like tacking on all the stuff. It's like, oh, you can do voice modifiers. There was even like, you can do face tracking crap. Remember I put an orc on me that was terrifying?
Yeah.
And that's all silly and distracting. But I do enjoy when I did it online at one point. The DM had control over all our audio and could plug in music and do like atmospheric music from video games. So it's like, oh, all of a sudden we're in a cavern and there'd be like dripping sounds and all that. I'm like, I always love that. There was always this pause where it's like, I walk into this, I open the door. Okay, just a sec. Click, click. Dun, 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 dun. And it's always just like, there are goblins in there, aren't there? And they're looking through the playlist for like, little fight music.
Goblin
and every time,
tavern music.
every time there's a pause, I'm like, there's a fucking fight coming.
I love
Just
it.
tell.
I love it.
It's
I
like
love
that
stuff.
slight loading buffer
Yes,
you get
yes.
in a video game when you walk in somewhere and you're like, what's... Oh, there's a fight
Yeah.
here.
It's a
It's auto
tavern.
saving, and you're like, no,
It's a tavern full of goblins in there.
Outside the tavern door is a bunch of health potions and some more ammunition. You're
Yeah.
like, wait on.
There's a waist-high wall in front of this tavern.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. I just slightly related. I finally finished Baldur's Gate 3
Hey,
last night.
congratulations.
It's pretty
Exciting.
huge, pretty huge. We knew we were kind of like getting close to endgame, but we'd managed to kind of not have any of it spoiled for us, so I didn't know how close we were. But once we kind of started in this run, we kind of passed a point of no return. So we were like, okay, we're going fully for it. And it was like super exciting, super emotional. But yeah, there was one of those rooms where we were going up against one of the kind of big end game moments, and
The gate.
yeah, we were
of
fighting the
Baldur's,
gate. We were fighting the gate. It's
amazing.
And there was just a bunch of a specific ingredient that you make a psychic resistance potion with, and I was like,
Convenient.
I feel like maybe we need to craft a few of these before we go in, you guys.
Scum save, scum save, scum save.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
Congrats. You get to run
Yeah.
again?
Oh, definitely,
Oh,
yeah. Because
God.
I want to play with the NPCs and stuff. So,
Yeah, fair
because we
enough.
played with all 4 tabs, and it was just
Oh,
like,
right, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a long experience of all of us kind of going in different directions and solving things together and stuff like that, but also just 4 people's schedules and stuff. At one point, we had 1 person in Canada, 1 person in London, and then 2 of us.
Yeah, there should
in
be a
Australia.
special achievement for that.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
4
there-
tab
there was-
Use
videos.
there
this
was
many
some,
IPs, it's like, hey, well done.
Yeah, there was some 6 a.m. like
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate sessions and stuff that we were doing, but we did that. We got it, and
Well done.
it was awesome. So it was very emotional.
Very nice. That was a little bit of small talk. Now it's time for a little bit of backup.
That's not a thing.
Girl. You did that.
We could call it a little bit of small talk.
But we don't for a reason, I think.
Yeah,
fair
because
enough.
it's not that.
I ruined it by calling it
Yeah.
small talk.
Big
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
The biggest part.
Some would say giant talk.
Very good.
Oh, it's a little bit of backup, which is sponsored by Reese Wild. So
Pete, who's pressing buttons tonight? Because clearly, if they're doing that voice, there he is.
Yay!
So when we first played that grab, I thought it was me.
Really?
And I was like, when did I say that? It sounded kind of like me. And then I
Yeah.
said that to Pete, and he's like, no, it doesn't.
It's
And I'm
Peter's
like,
favourite thing that ever
uh-oh.
happened on a stage at a gaming event.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm correct in saying that.
You goddamn right, son. Just the pure joy in that man as he leapt off the stage. Love to see it. That's why it's a travesty that E3 is gone.
Yeah, rest in
Just for that
peace.
reason. Can I just point out as well, Josh is away at the moment, so Pete's pressing buttons at the moment, and also looking the most like a radio DJ 1s and 2 presser
I was
in
about
that
to
shirt
say,
with the
there's
cans.
a
I'm
weird
like,
energy.
coming at you live!
The traffic is deadly on the M4 tonight.
See, I thought you looked more like a DJ at a 60th birthday party.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah! So with,
this gentleman is having a heart attack.
with a little bit of backup and it being presented by Reese Wild, we hear a wild animal sound that Reese sends to us. And so can we get that wild animal sound? We got to guess what it is.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Let's go to the wild.
Oh, it's a bit slurpy. And it goes on like this.
I know what this is. This is my nonna.
Oh, it's your nana.
Right at the end there, you could tell the little hacking cough. That's my nonna.
Dear.
Most commonly found in the Amazon.
Anyone else want to have a guess?
Was the creature the little...
No, this every time you do this, you gotta guess. You can't. There's no question.
I'm going to throw it in. I'm going to say it's a badger, some sort of badger.
Okay.
Because it sounded kind of growly, but it also kind of sounded a bit snuffly. And I feel like a badger is both snuffly and growly.
DJ Pete, do you have
It's
the
not
guess?
a badger, but it's very close.
Okay.
So
Is it
I'll
a
let other people have a crack around
wombat?
that. It's not a wombat either.
Ruby?
Is it a mole?
It's not a mole. These are all in the realm, though.
Oh, okay.
Gus.
Is it a anteater?
It is not an anteater.
Is it a form of badger? Is it a badger
I'm
of
gonna
the is it a badger of the honey variety?
No.
Is
I'm
it a
gonna say
mongoose?
No, but you'll tell me if I'm wrong and if this is a type of badger or a close relative of a badger.
All right, reveal. Let's go.
Let me show you what it is.
It's gonna be one of those.
Oh my! It's a raccoon.
Look at
My baby.
It's the ones that eat all the hot dogs.
Little
Oh,
criminals.
I love them so
Holy
much.
villains.
Little trash pandas.
I'm
They're
pretty
my-
sure I've seen this video. I'm pretty sure this full video is a guy that walks out with a giant Tupperware container
Yeah,
of just
yeah.
hot dogs.
Hot
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then
He
just
had
like,
to- and they're all like fairly polite about
Yeah.
taking them.
Yeah.
well, they do
Line
the
up.
thing with the little hand because they've got little opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
watch
they, all,
their
they,
happening
hands.
they all wait for their hot dog to be delivered into their
Oh
hands.
my god, I love them so much.
And again, the classic one, if you haven't seen it, is look up raccoon. Is it fairy floss?
Yeah.
Putting it into water.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Wash
that? It
it.
just dissolves and goes.
I cried the first time I saw
I
that.
do not doubt that. I do not doubt that.
It made me really sad. So they were raccoons.
Thank you, Reese.
And thank you so much, Reese. So for this little bit of backup, we've had like a really strong few weeks of having showcases for different gaming companies. First one, it was a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, and last week it was Pokemon Presents. And then this week we got another one in the Xbox Partner Preview, where it aired at, what was it? 5 a.m. this morning, which I like to call the trucker's hour. And the Xbox Partner Preview, it's basically a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. They're kind of the same thing.
Which, again, I'm just going to point out, for me, it's always like, oh, it's the weaker of the, like, it's not the first party stuff. But I'm like, I'll watch, and there might be one or two things. But this was kind of a banger.
This rocked, in my opinion. And at first I was like, oh, that was kind of stinky. I wasn't super into it. And then I realized it was because I woke up at 4:55 to watch it. And then proceeded to not stay awake and just fall asleep during. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
sure.
that was shit. It didn't even keep me awake. No, it was just eepy.
Yeah.
So we saw some games that have already been announced, some expansions coming to already released titles, and some brand spanking new games that we hadn't even heard of.
What's this one?
This first one is Unknown 9 Awakening, and it actually got shown off at Gamescom 2020 in a cinematic trailer, and then nobody ever saw anything about it again. And then 4 years later, they've decided to drop another trailer, which I think is, this is in-engine, I'm fairly certain.
It said it down the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, and it's this really cool action-adventure game where...
Ruby, do I have to have played the previous 8 unknowns to enjoy this one?
No, but you might have had to play the various podcast, comics, and novels because Unknown 9 is actually a full multimedia series. There's
hate
a whole there's a whole series of scripted podcasts. There's one comic book with issue 2 on the way, and I think 2 novels that are part of the Unknown 9 universe.
Oh, yeah, let's park that cart right in front of that horse.
So is this game off the back of the success of the multimedia universe, or was the multimedia universe created in the lead up to the release of this game to like boost the lore of this universe?
I don't know. Like, it's very possible that it was because it's been 4 years since it was announced. So it's very possible that in those 4
gonna look
years,
it
they've
up.
kind of been like preparing it to eventually come to this.
I'm always interested in how that stuff works because do you remember when for a while they tried stuff like that? They released like an MMO alongside a sci-fi show. What was that called?
I know the one you mean.
Destiny.
It's
so
like
close.
the one.
Defiance.
It was
Yeah,
Defiance.
and it had like a lot of the people from Farscape worked on it.
Yep.
But like it just the game was just a bit average, and I thought the show was pretty cool. But like it's just hard to kind of marry those 2 universes, I think. And it seems like a cool idea in theory because you're kind of like bridging 2 worlds, but I think they end up just staying pretty separate.
Chat will know, but I'm certain that the actress who's doing the mocap and face mapping is the one who plays Yennefer in The Witcher. I forget
right.
that actress's name, but it looks a lot
the
like
show?
her. In the show, sorry, yes. It looks a lot like her when they've... Yes, it is Anya
Shalotra.
Shalotra. Yeah, apart from that, it kind of just looks... It looks like it's a bit Assassin's Creedy. There's a bit of
Yeah.
creeping. There's a bit of
Yeah.
stealthing. I do really like the bit where she links a bunch of powers and she body swaps and then sets all those enemies off against each other and then steps out and
It looks like a cross between Assassin's Creed and Forspoken.
It seems like because I decided to have a little watch of the Gamescom trailer as well that came out in 2020, and that shows her as a child. Basically just discovering her powers. And what it looks like is when you see those like moments of her becoming like transparent and whatnot, she sets it off accidentally in the first trailer as a child. And it seems like she goes to a different physical plane. And so things kind of go right through her.
I'll be honest, I couldn't give a shit about how it works in the lore. As a gameplay mechanic, it looks
looked dope.
really
It
fun.
looks
Because
awesome.
the most recent Assassin's Creed Mirage had that sort of weird animus power where you could go and tag a bunch of enemies and press go and you do a kill, kill, kill. And it was like a preloaded attack. But here it looks far more creative and clever. But
I feel like it's hard to make a stealth game that makes you feel powerful.
that's true.
And so if they've got this cool thing where you can like set up all your enemies to kill each other and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it'll be a cool mechanic.
For a second, I thought it switched into like a what's the top-down isometric? Everyone's a
Like a
soldier.
XCOM.
XCOM. I thought it got XCOM-y for a second, but yeah,
Little RTS.
looks cool. Looks alright.
Yeah, and then there was another one which I was very interested in, which was Creatures of Ava, which I consider to be the opposite of Pal World, because you don't hurt
Shots
these
fired
freaking animals.
by a monkey.
Yeah,
Shots
right.
fired by a monkey with an AK. Instead of hurting animal and making them hurt each other, you basically go around saving creatures and taking pictures of them and bringing them around with your little flute.
Pokemon flute.
What's it called? Who was the boy? Piper, the Pied Piper. You're Pied Pipering.
Yeah, but a little
these
less
creatures
malicious than that actually
yeah,
plays out,
yeah,
I'm sure.
but Pied Pipering for good. And this one spoke to me because I saw those little creatures right there, and I was like, oh,
Damn, that is cute.
oh.
Rihanna Pratchett worked on what are the games? I just saw people, musos shouting out. Is
Well,
that-
Rihanna Pratchett, I think, is Terry Pratchett's daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
She wrote Tomb Raider.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I just think this looks absolutely.
But this is
delightful.
but she worked on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Kevin
think
right.
she
Yep.
wrote it. If I'm.
Oh, wow.
if
She
I'm
wrote it.
Sure. But it's just looks visually delightful, and like it reminds me a lot because I think you also research the animals and take pictures of them as well. And I'm as much of a Pokemon fan as any average Pokemon fan. But not Peter, he's different. Average Pokemon fan.
I wonder what is this like
You
light
can
beam
link all
thing
them,
she's
and
doing?
then you can execute an attack that kills all of them in one go. I believe.
Got it.
No.
XCOM.
You don't
It's
hurt
XCOM.
them.
It's essentially XCOM.
Nice.
What are XCOM likes?
I'm in.
Direct.
I really liked Pokemon Snap because you got to take pictures of the Pokemon, and
Yeah.
I really liked Pokemon Legends because you got to research the Pokemon, and that seems to be the case with this one. And I
Those are
really
very
like
good.
that. Yeah.
I feel I'm always very at odds, like with survival games and my love of animals, because it's like I'm always just like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful creature, and then I'm like,
I gotta eat it.
Harvest
well, stab. so often in survival games, I'm just going, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I really need your skin.
Sorry, I'm starving.
It's for my beautiful Valheim Palace.
Yeah.
Monster.
And another one had many guys in it, but they were all the same guy, and it was the Alters.
Yeah, I really like this one. This one
Yeah.
caught my attention.
What a surprise.
You can have a bunch of yourself in the game. You can make more versions of yourself.
It's crazy because he kind of looks like Gus.
It does not. It's a white bearded guy. Zach, back me up here. We all look a bit the same. This
He's
is
like, right? We look the same.
right.
You don't
Right,
say
right.
that, right?
We all look the same. Absolutely, we're identical.
no. This looks amazing. Yeah, this is a survival game where you play a survivor who's crash landed on a planet in this really awesome ship. I don't know if that's the ship you crashed in or that's what you've created, but essentially you head to this base and start building it out, almost like Fallout Shelter. It does a cool cross section, almost a little bit like a game called XCOM, where you build your base out. But
Everything is XCOM.
there is third world exploration that Ruby, you're pointing out. It's a bit Strand-likey. It looks
Yeah.
man covered in stuff. Traverses
He's got
across.
a big suit on and he's walking around.
Yeah, but the cool part about it is that you set up this base in this huge ring that can actually travel around and sort of wheel itself around like some Prometheus-looking ship. But you clone yourself to make variations that can then help you out on the ship. So you've got multiple versions of yourself that... It's weird. They explain like you go and find different decisions in your life through the material on the planet that's called like Returnium, I think, or something. It's got a name that's stupid. This stuff here, and then by using that, you can create alterations or alters of yourself, and then you populate this ship with all these versions of Yarn, the main character. But they all have like different hairstyles and different attitudes and personalities. So it's essentially they're all you, but you don't get along with yourself. Apparently,
Like alternate universe versions of you, kind of
they
thing?
do a weird explanation, being like, you make versions that like, hey, if you'd never gone to school, or if you didn't save your marriage,
Or you
So
never
that's
watched
what-
all of Frasier.
So it's not like
That's a big change.
what's the movie with? Was it not Duplicity or something? There's a movie with Michael Keaton where he keeps making clones of himself.
Birdman.
Birdman. But he keeps making clones of himself, and they're all direct clones,
Batman.
and so they all just get dumber and dumber. Whereas I think to avoid it just being like, hey, you get along with yourself, they all come from alterations of yourself, so therefore they have wildly different personalities. Is what the trailer is selling, at least. So you end up having arguments and like trying to make all the versions of yourself happier.
How far into the game before you get to make out with yourself?
I haven't played the game. I've seen the trailer.
But I assume that would be a key point.
I
of
did,
selling
can
I
the
did
game.
say when
make them kiss?
Ruby asked, "Would you enjoy?" What did you said like you'd enjoy this, and I was like, "Yeah, I'd love this. Just be a big old." I'm not going to say what I said, but I was like, I'm confident enough in myself to be like, it'd just be a big old tug fest in there.
I wouldn't actually say that, but what I was going to say was...
Yeah, that's actually a different word from what you used
Yeah.
before. So I like that you thought of another way to say
Sounded
it.
soft. Sounded soft in that.
Yeah.
My shit would not get a lot done, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But outside of that,
That's crazy.
Tugfest coming 2025, though. So I'm saying your convention, right? That you're
Because like you're supposed to be escaping this planet, and
What does
you're
their
like,
marketing
I need
team...
more retanium.
What does their marketing team even do?
Yeah, I
we
know,
could sell
right?
this
Yeah.
game better than them.
Totally. But it looks really cool. It looks like a cool combination. Maybe even, this is a long bow to draw, but like Cult of the Lamb. Like it's got base building and management, and then looks like you go out and sort of maybe have to go resource gathering and that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, I love the tagline, all by myself. Fantastic. So that looks really, really cool.
That's good.
Tugfest coming soon.
yeah, the Goon Zone. And then we've got Sleight of Hand, which is a third-person stealth action game, but it's also a deck builder.
Has to be, right?
Yeah, it's a cool little deck building game. I love a little thing. I think this is all just cinematic. I don't think there's any gameplay out yet.
But my God, is it cinematic?
Yeah, it's really,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got a very clear aesthetic to it. You are a witch who is like going and like sabotaging and investigating and then sabotaging her old coven of witches. But it's all set in this like very steampunky kind of universe.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm super into it. It was
I love
developed
the
by...
lighting.
It's very
Yeah.
is it Arcane, the show? You love it?
yeah.
It's got that kind of
Yeah,
like
true.
look to it as well. But the card deck building part, I'm like, I wonder how much that is sort of mechanically put into it.
Yeah.
Because it says at the end, what does it say? It does say a third person.
Yeah, because I
Roguelike or
thought it
something.
would be... I thought this was all like a abstraction of what the gameplay would be like, and it's all like, you know, a bit more like Slay the Spire or something. But yeah, it's third-person stealth sim with...
Hard-boiled third person.
Like an egg.
Is that how you spell sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just on an angle.
Like
Were you thinking no E?
Yeah.
It's slightly
It's just a
different.
little
It's
bit
like,
of
it's
hand.
like slay.
Slight.
Slate of hand.
slate of hands.
yeah, slate.
Interesting.
But I know what you mean. I saw that and was like, oh, this is just the theater of your mind, where it's actually just a table and she's just flipping cards on
Yeah.
it. But it might be more like, you might remember the name. What was the Aussie developed one where it was a third person action game where you put down cards and then you go
Hand
into
of
a
Fate.
little-
Oh,
Hand of
Hand of
Fate.
Fate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a little bit more like that, which was cool. Really ambitious.
Yeah.
I feel like both witches and tarot are having a bit of a moment at the moment.
They are, which I love.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love. It's been developed by someone from New Zealand, Joshua Boggs, I think.
cool.
So,
Bogs.
Love
yeah,
that. Love
Boggsy.
Bogs.
Nice.
Boggsy.
Good on your Bogs.
But yeah, and there was also some other stuff, but like,
I see you haven't mentioned the playable Chucky character in Roblox.
God, why did you even put that in there? It brought down the quality of the whole.
it was so funny.
I thought at the start of it was a cool retro inspired, like, hey, we're finding an aesthetic that hasn't been touched on, which is like when games couldn't quite do 3D yet.
That was quick.
The start of it is better, and then when they go in, why are they even? I mean, I think people who play Roblox are used to this movement and play style. They know how janky the game is, and they're like, yeah, I love that. So I don't think it's turning anyone off, but
I thought it was going to be like Chucky and Dead by Daylight or something like
I
that.
think that's what
Yeah.
it probably is a bit of that. Like there'll be a game mode that they're Jesus, that shit.
The thing is like I feel like they saw how well Lethal Company did, and Lethal Company, as we know, was made by a Roblox developer. They saw how well Lethal Company did, and they went, "All right, how about we try and bank on this?" But it wasn't Roblox that made Lethal Company.
Does
great.
anyone
It
play
was-
Roblox over the age of 11?
Maybe. Like, I've thought the same thing. And if they do, they probably love that Griefville, which is probably a mode that's taken off that'll be like, what do we just say? The horror stabby game.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight?
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
It'll be a poor man's version of that, and now someone's gone, what's the poorest of all the horror franchises that no one's talking about these days? Chucky. Let's put that in there.
Yeah, like what? Like no,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Chucky is so retro.
And
Yeah.
like gone to the point that it's not scary anymore and like a joke of
Yeah,
itself kind
like
of thing.
Yeah.
there's been new iterations of it fairly recently. I want to say, like in the
There
last
was
year.
there was a clean reboot that
And I
tried to
feel
be
like
like
it-
he was like an AI doll. that-
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't.
But then
at all
Mithrigan
interested.
came out and everyone was like,
Oh, Megan!
Mithrigan.
I'm sorry.
I love that
Sorry,
movie.
Chucky.
That is-
You're done.
That is a movie that I was about to say a word that it was, and then I decided not to because it's still pretty early on in the night. That's what we've been seeing, but now it's time for what we've been playing.
It's me. You're definitely ready. What we've been playing is where we talk about the games we've been playing this week. And it's sponsored by Nicortex. I love it. I love it. I love it because it sounds like he's been strangled halfway through saying it.
It's like someone's come and chloroformed him halfway through, just like, don't fucking say it again.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nicortex, for sponsoring the show. We love you. Oh my gosh. There he is. He's gone.
He tugged too hard.
He tugged.
Yeah, that meant it took it to Tugfest.
Tugfest 2024.
2024. Yeah.
I'm on a bus.
Yeah, the world's wettest fire festival.
You're on a
God.
bus with clones of yourself with T-U-G.
Yeah. And none of you are making eye contact.
I'm tugging with him. Yeah.
I'm
Great,
with Tugger.
great. Yeah.
Oh no, there's
Oy,
creative.
oy, oy. Uh-oh.
Moving on.
To celebrate Nicortex, each week we read one of his tweets. This is actually quite topical
Okay.
to Tugfest
Oh, cool.
because Nick tweeted on the 9th of February, "Man, I wish I had a me for me."
That's spot on.
Perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. I've often wondered, like, would you,
Yep.
tugging aside, but no,
Yep.
tugging aside, Gus.
But whatever you say.
Put the tugging to the side,
Do you think
please.
you would actually get on with a clone of yourself? Like,
Yep.
do you think you would find yourself annoying, or do you
Nope.
think you'd be like, that guy knows what he's talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a narcissist. What can I say?
I think I would get very frustrated with myself.
Yep.
I think I would quickly realize there's nothing to talk about because we'd agree on fucking everything. It's like
Yeah.
we'd be like, hey, yep, okay.
What if? Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'd be both annoyed by myself, but also like afraid of saying the wrong thing to myself because of how
Right.
I would respond to myself.
You think you'd get in a sort of polite apology loop or
Yeah,
something?
and maybe a kiss.
That's how you end the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. For me, I was like, let's forget any of the conversation stuff. Let's just go straight to physical. And everyone's like, yeah, we could. I know we have much in common. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'd just be like, shh, shut your mouth.
I would love to see that journey because I feel like you would get. I think you would get over that feedback loop very
I'd
quickly.
get
I
the
think
ick of
we all
myself
would.
pretty
yeah,
quick.
Yeah. It seems
Like,
because
this guy.
even just having a twin who is a different person but looks like you.
Yeah.
It always thinks you think it would be a cool idea until I think about the fact that there would be just this competitiveness between you.
Yep.
I don't know. Weird. Thank you so much, Microtex, for inspiring that tug-related tweet.
Thank you.
Now it's time for what we've been playing. Gus, would you like to tell us about the time that you've been spending in the mud?
Tugging cars? Because that's what you do.
Brother.
You do. You tug them around. You can hook a winch to one. Is that tugging? I'm going to stop saying it.
It's called
Towing.
Expeditions, a Mudrunners game.
That's right. That is what the game is called. I was very excited to get into this, which is a sequel in the Mudrunners series. Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, is the sequel to SnowRunner, which is also referred to as Mudrunner 2, which is a sequel to Spin Tires, a Mudrunner game. They don't know how to name their games, apparently. But
I think they do. I think that's the kind
Maybe.
of nerdy titling that people want.
it's definitely
series.
like it plays par for the course of what these games have been calling themselves. But Expeditions is setting itself a little bit apart from SnowRunner, which is the probably most feature-rich version of these games that has a huge fan base. I love myself some four-wheel driving. I love slow, methodical. People are calling this a Strand game. They're calling it like Death Stranding on wheels, and I love Death Stranding. And I really, as I get older, enjoy the monotony of small tasks done over a long time in video games. So I was very excited to check this out. Not also for the reason that they have tried to polish a few of the rough edges that the series in general has had, like shocking UI, terrible mission structure, that kind of stuff. Maybe not terrible, people have learnt to live with it, but Expeditions is definitely the most approachable. You basically control a series of four-wheel drive vehicles, both trucks and smaller ones, an emphasis on the smaller vehicles that you're seeing here versus your big lorries and stuff from the previous games. You are put into some open world areas, unlike the previous games which have just been one space with multiple missions. Now there are a few different biomes. You start in Colorado, you can do a map in Arizona, which is just a bigger version of Colorado. And then there's the Carpathian Mountains, which is this one here, which is a little greener, a little more mud, that kind of stuff. The major difference, I would say, top line here, is that there is less mud. This is less of a game about getting... Let me finish. This is less about the boggy terrain and getting bogged and towing yourself out, or the snow, because that's been done now in those previous games. This is about rock crawling and getting over very undulating surfaces to conquer these areas. And again, I'm trying to sell this, but my footage here is not doing a good job. But this is thrilling stuff. I'm on the edge of my seat when I play this.
Yeah, I love that you move 4 meters and then have to change a bunch of settings and then...
I have to manually reinflate my tires and switch out a low range and lock the diff.
Okay.
And if
Yeah.
anyone knows what those things mean, you'll fucking love this game because it is really, really addictive. And yeah, I was excited for this one being a little more of a put together package. And in that sense, I think it achieves what it sets out to do, which is gives you a bunch of expeditions. You pack up the car with the things you might need, extra fuel, spare parts, other things that are really exciting. And you then head out and hope that you are going to survive. It is a tough game. You will damage the car, you will burn through fuel if you're using the wrong settings on your car, and you don't quite know often how far you need to go to get to certain locations. And so it is a question of going, how far in that direction is the downed aeroplane that I need to take a picture of with a drone or something? Sounds boring, but when you are out there and your fuel is running low and you're like, I don't think I'm going to make it, it is quite literally like teeth gritting kind of exciting stuff.
Do you think that the developers of Expeditions and Mudrunner game are going to face some Naughty Dog tier criticism for their false advertising of the amount of mud in their game?
No, I think they never at any point promised more mud than was in the previous ones.
Yeah.
What the trailer for this has all been about. What I think a lot of people love doing, and people modded the crap out of SnowRunner to do a lot of more traditional, smaller four-wheel drive recreational vehicles, and just doing like outdoor four-wheel drive versus the like, I'm a log truck and I have to get through this huge muddy area to a timber shed.
Sure, yeah.
This is quite literally just like, I need to get from A to B and there's no road. How do I get there? And for people who love four-wheel driving, and I'm one of them, just love staring at the ground and kind of trying to
I know that about you.
Trying to pick a path through it all. And it's, as a game, it works really well.
If they
Those
could just combine this game with shooting kangaroos, it'd be your perfect game.
I didn't like that I shot the roos. That was in the Aussie expansion. But let's not bring that up. If they could combine this with fishing and camping, oh my god, I would love this so much. But yeah, it's cool. It's a little
Dad simulator.
middle-aged
He's like a beam of a human.
I would say mechanically it feels quite polished, but there are still some issues in terms of, I will say, if you're playing this on Xbox, you need to turn it offline and online again to stop the stuttering, which is like, it feels like they're going to patch it out. And there's some massive texture popping, which sucks considering it's like all about the texture of the ground and the gravel and the...
Did you lock your frame rate?
Lock my frame rate? I'm playing on console. I locked my diff.
I was about to say, did you lock your diff?
I locked the diff.
And Gus, is this a car or a truck?
This is a car. This
Okay.
is a four-wheel drive.
That's all.
I personally, I don't think there's enough vehicles, but there is a modding capability that is also on console but has nothing in it yet. And again, I think the modder community for this is huge and they love supporting it. My biggest criticism of the game is that it is advertised with co-op. It is co-op in the menu.
I was just about to ask.
But it is grayed out and it won't be for indeterminate amount of time. The developers said we're not sure when it's coming. It has come to SnowRunner, and I think it was a little janky when it was brought in. So I think the developers are just taking their time to make sure it's, oh, come on, Gus, you can do it.
I played SnowRunner multiplayer. It worked well.
Yeah, and so unfortunately that's not part of this yet, and I think it'll be fantastic when it has it, because that's really what I think. The joy of this is sharing the monotony and the boredom, but the slow crawl with someone.
Really sell it, guys.
And someone else to winch you out of those areas, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is definitely, I think, my top line of
Can
this
you
is...
tow your friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tug them?
You can tug your friends. Your friends can tug you.
That's great. That's awesome.
Gus is only interested in tugging himself.
Damn right.
Yeah. Two cars that he controls at the same time, so he can tug himself in the game.
It is a podcast game. It's great to play and pop a podcast or something in the background on at the same time and just go for a couple of runs. I could probably only do 2 expeditions before I'm like, all right, this is worn out's welcome. But weirdly enough, it's like the second I step away from it, I'm kind of like, I'm ready for another run.
I'm glad you loved this because I know you were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And not stop talking about it. Yeah. I'm really glad you're liking it. Yeah.
I employ...
Happy for you.
I think it actually make I watch Barjo stream some. I think it's actually a really entertaining streaming game to watch someone struggle.
I think Limmy is streaming it as well, or at least he's streaming one of the Mudrunners
Just to point out,
games.
this is a little moment of triumph. That's the goal I had to get to, and I just got there without taking a spare jack or you can put winches in the ground for the first time. You didn't need a tree or anything. So I look around here thinking I'm absolutely screwed, and then just at the right minute, I think I'll get my winch out and have a little bit of a look around.
Winch.
There it is. There's the tree that is just within the winching capability. So I hook the winch up to the side fender of the car.
Diva
I attach it
down.
over there to the tree. I start to reel it in.
Oh my
up.
god.
Diva up.
I was so excited that I managed to get that far. The tree
Look at that tree! Look at that tree!
the tree winked out for some reason.
The
But I tugged
indomitable
it.
human spirit.
I tugged the tree a bit hard, but I then made it to the objective. And again, it doesn't look like much in gameplay in the background, but my god, there's little moments of celebration all compiled together to make this really quite a satisfying gameplay loop. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's got a little bit of work to go in terms of some patching and maybe if that co-op is as fun as it as the previous games. But yeah, there's a diehard fan base out there. I'm one of them. I like me some
Nice.
Mudrunners, a SnowRunner sequel, a Spin Tires prodigy.
Also, I tugged the tree a bit hard. It's going to be my favorite panel at Tugfest.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
But yeah, it's good fun.
Ruby?
Hi. So I played a game called Berserk Boy. And Berserk Boy is a high-speed Metroidvania being made by Berserk Boy Games.
What a coincidence.
But crazy. Well, it's actually done by a UK-based developer called Zoo. I'm pretty sure this is a solo game, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know that Zoo is the main developer who worked on this. Yeah, it's a high-speed Metroidvania. It's being published by SMG, who you might know as the folks that did Moving Out, as well as Death Squared, which I love. And basically, you play as this kid called Kay, and you've got a friend called Dizzy. And what we didn't see here earlier on, Kay and Dizzy, they're hanging out, talking about Berserk orbs. And these Berserk orbs are the best way I can describe them is that they're kind of like the Chaos Emeralds, where you absorb a Berserk orb at the start of the game and it turns you into this like high-speed crazy fighting guy who can control lightning. And the bad guy, so basically you're Sonic or you're Mega Man, but the bad guy's called Dr. Genos, and he's trying to get the Berserk orbs for himself.
Of course.
And he's basically Dr. Eggman. And it feels very Sonic-like. Very, very old school Sonic-like. But the thing is, I wasn't really into the older Sonic games. This I find delightful in terms of moving around and getting to and fro. I feel it to be a lot smoother and easier to do than I would in a Sonic game. You can still just see me struggling here, but I got used to it.
You're working now.
Don't worry about it. I got used to it. It's fine. So basically, the all the goodies are looking for Berserk orbs. All the baddies are looking for Berserk orbs. And you've got these people called the Resistance that are, of course, resisting these higher powers.
I feel like you play games like this a lot, and you always get like way into the lore of a game that looks like it's mostly about platforming. Like there is the history
lore.
of these people.
Yeah, ideological
There's a
needs.
story. I don't know if there's lore.
The thing is, I cut it out at I cut out the opening part at the start because I figured we'd just want to go right into what the gameplay looks like. But there is a whole opening kind of story. But basically, the point is you've got these different areas, and it does work like a Metroidvania in the sense that you do return to certain areas to try and find badges, try and find resistance members like this guy to send them back. And it's visually delightful. I really like the pixel art. It's I play a lot of games that have pixel art, but this one for me felt like everything melded in really well, if that makes sense. Like they don't really have big chunky outlines. It's a lot more
good gradient of colors and stuff. Yeah.
Really good gradient, really great music. The music, my first thought when I heard it sounded very Sonic-y. Of course, it is done by T. Lopez, who worked on the Sonic Mania soundtrack.
Oh, really?
So that makes a lot of sense. This feels like a love letter to Mega Man and Sonic.
I was going to say, Mega Man, I know what you mean about the speed and that kind of stuff, but Mega Man from memory is like, as fondly as people look at it, those games are a little clunky and slow just based on their age.
Yeah.
And something they could use an update is the speed and the movement, which is what this brings to it. And I love that idea because
It really has the speed of Sonic with the gameplay of Mega Man, which I think is delightful. I'm really enjoying it. You've got this little bird here that essentially...
Wait, the bird isn't dizzy?
No, the bird
I'm getting dizzy watching a gameplay. Pick a direction.
Sorry, I was trying to sort some shit out. I was trying to get up there, but basically, sorry, but the bird you meet earlier on, and he essentially fights for you at first before you absorb the Berserk orb and become this crazy fighter. The bird hits for you, and it's kind of crazy. It kind of just looks like you're throwing a bird.
Is that a tutorial
at
owl,
someone.
I spy?
Yeah, basically. But it's I'm really enjoying it. It's got these like it's very very retro, and it's got like these odd voice acting lines every now and then that have a little kind of, I don't know how to describe it other than like the audio itself feels pixely.
That kind of glitch thing where they run it through this and they go down to those like...
It's got that little effect on it which really just hits it, you know? And then they've got these little shots done in pixel art during like conversations that they almost feel like straight out of a visual novel, which I find really delightful.
Did they just quickly on the gameplay again?
Absolutely.
Is there like you mentioned Metroidvania and Mega Man famously, you'd get certain powers and you'd get them at the end of each stage and combine them all. Is there a progressive upgrade to the powers that you've seen yet in terms of like do you get abilities that you can then take around with you versus?
So I'm fairly certain I'm not far enough where I've started upgrading abilities, but I'm pretty sure with the points that you collect you can.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
But
for now, you just rescuing
for
bugs.
now, as you kill enemies, you collect Berserk points, and with these Berserk points, you use them to do bigger, more powerful moves, which you usually use in boss battles and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay.
What I really like about the attacks here is like you have to get really used to the way that the buttons work, because you'll dash and hit somebody, and then it'll give you the option to electrocute them, but you can only electrocute them once you've dashed into them. So you've kind of like connected...
Chaining stuff together. Kind of
yeah,
vibes.
exactly. You've
Yeah,
chained
cool.
yourself together, and then you hit them with a lightning bolt, and it's like a
It looks
1-2
gratifying in
skidoo.
that kind of like
Oh,
classic,
it feels
yeah.
great. I die a lot here, actually.
It's all right, we'll
so
move on.
if you do want to move on, that's fine. I'm not sure how long it lasts, but yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. It feels good to play, which I love Sonic, but Sonic, for me personally, unless it's the 3D ones, don't feel too good to play.
Yeah.
They're a little too fast for me.
I feel like you kind of had to learn those levels and stuff, or you would just, because it was all the joy of the run was what
Exactly.
Sonic was known for. But
Going as fast as you can.
as soon as you hit that wall and lost your rings, you'd be like, nah.
Yeah, you're like, well, I guess
You
I'm...
gotta go fast, but do you want to go fast?
Yeah.
don't
No
No
wanna
one
go
ever asked that.
Scary.
No one ever
Sometimes
asked.
I want to go slow.
Yeah.
Go
What is
slow.
the ideological goal of the resistance? Like, are they libertarians?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
essence of Berserk?
Here's a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to figure that out the more I play. I've got a hunch that there may be some kind of sovereign citizen group
Yeah.
that at the
Like
end of
the
the
corporation of the government doesn't apply to me, so
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I can steal.
which is why I can use these berserk orbs.
Exactly.
I love that those cannons had some serious Donkey Kong Country vibes.
Yeah,
to them
yeah,
as well.
totally.
So I can see some serious nostalgia influence. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Cool.
controlling electricity
Very
and stuff.
cool.
It's delightful. I'm really enjoying it.
You mentioned the little portraits.
Yes.
that you see in the game.
And so this one's being done by SMG. We know Ashley from SMG, and he got us in contact with Zoo, and Zoo was ever so kind to do little pixel portraits of us. So it's Pete, Gus, Steph, and me, and the little accessories
my
we've got
gosh.
represent different characters from the game.
So
That's
Peter's
amazing.
kachiefing.
Peter's kachiefing, you're on fire.
Oh, I thought they were tentacles for a second.
No,
I was
no.
like, ugh.
You're on fire.
I'm on fire.
Steph's got a lovely little bow.
That's how you know I'm a girl one.
Yeah, you're Dizzy actually. That's Dizzy's
Oh,
hair.
nice, yeah.
And I'm Berserk Boy.
No shit.
Yeah. Me, I'm Berserk Boy.
I could be on the left as well. That could be
Yeah,
me.
people are saying like that could just be you.
That's a fine moustache I'm looking at there.
It'd be
I
yours.
love that. Thank
That's
you so
very
much.
cute.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sue. Oh yeah, Berserk Boy. It's out now. Came out today.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Awesome.
Are you playing on PC or Switch?
I'm playing on PC.
It just looks
It's a
like-
game that would
it's
feel
a game
fantastic
for Switch,
on
but
Switch.
I'm sure it plays well
Yeah.
on both. Very cool.
Nice. Zach, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Balatro, which is most literal deck builder of all time. You start with a standard deck of cards and you play them for points in rounds, and then between those rounds, you buy jokers, which interact with the score of the game. So you can see like you're playing a high card, and it's like it's maths, but I don't really pay attention to that maths. I just like play things and the numbers go higher. Sometimes when you get a really high hand, it goes on fire and you're like, whoa! It's essentially a dopamine machine, and the developer, Local Thunk, is a mad genius for it. He is a scientist and an evil one at that. He has developed a dopamine machine. There's so much of the game that just feels like you're like, because there's like in the shops between rounds, like you see the money comes in, and then there's packs that you open up that can have different stuff in them. There's rare jokers, and there's jokers that are like only legendary, that only sometimes come up. It's all like this, like you're constantly like flipping coins and stuff, and it's so much fun.
But it's run based, right?
It's run based, so
yeah.
it's a
roguelike,
roguelike.
yeah?
So
Yeah.
each the things that you're kind of unlocking between rounds are like different kinds of decks. So they have like a deck that is only like spades and hearts, I think. So you can much more easily do flushes, for instance. You see these like little planet cards that upgrade the quality of a specific hand. So there's all these different like variables, and you can also change the deck itself. So you can start to like cut cards, you can add certain cards. So you can do things that you can't do in regular, like you can have a 5 of a kind or a flush 5 where it's impossible to do. Right, you'd get shot, I think, at a poker table for pulling that. But really, really addictive, really fun, and just like a really great, like, I saw someone on Twitter, one of the people that make the Cyanide and Happiness comic, but tweet just like, I'm about to fast forward through the next 4 hours. And it was him like sitting it out on a plane and like having it in front of him. And it's just like, yeah, it's a great game for that. Unfortunately, got pulled from Australian Switch.
Yeah, Nicotex says I bought this 2 days ago out of fear that it was going to get delisted in Australia.
Yeah. I mean, you said it was a dopamine machine. You know what else is? Duck freaking pokies. Yeah.
But so it's not gambling?
It's not gambling. And Local Thunk, the developer, has been like really staunchly like, I didn't want to make this. I've only included like RNG elements that are already part of the, you know, the genre of roguelikes as it is. Otherwise, it doesn't like, it's so far, like it does have all the trappings of like poker, but it's so far from anything you would find at a poker table. You're like making changes, you're turning your cards into steel cards, and you're like making polychrome jokers and stuff like that. It's very separate from it.
Poker gamified again on top of what already exists. I
wonder if they hadn't used traditional face cards, if that would have changed the way it was received.
Like the each round is called like a blind. And if they had changed some of that language,
wording,
maybe.
yeah.
Even though, weirdly enough, I have to put it out there, I fucking love this game. I've been playing it all week, and it's a time sink. It's insanely just addictive. And again, we shouldn't be using those words because they're probably setting off some little like triggers.
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact that they've chosen to use to use traditional cards, use poker terminology for everything. Even the blinds and the house, they're just the names for the runs you do. So it's basically, from my understanding, is you do 3 runs per stage, and they're the small blind, the big blind, and then the boss or whatever it is.
The boss blind.
And it's just a styled thing that they've gone for to
and then
kind of
there's the
keep
antes. As you at each stage.
That's
is like
it.
an
Sorry,
ante.
And so the terminology is used differently from what it actually means in poker, but it's there, and so it is probably more setting off alarm bells for people.
You could just change the nouns and it would be completely fine.
What I find really interesting is that games like this and games like that one that Zalavia Nelson worked on, where you're the capybara who's playing poker, but I forgot what the game's called, but it's delightful. But like so many of these games getting delisted due to like gambling. But if you go on any mobile app store, you will find that the most popular games or apps are like digital casinos and digital poker machines, which you can actually put money into.
That's my
through
big issue with this is like the correlation with gambling here is that there is a price for this game, and that is it. There is, from what I can tell, there's no in-game transactions or anything. So actually, it's just calling this game very addictive and very Moorish, and it plays with a current existing game that can.
I think that's the thing. It's like Middle C is talking about. It simulates aspects of real casinos, and I guess it's the idea that it glamorizes and
look at the shop. The shop's in lights, Steph.
Yeah,
I must go to the shop.
It glamorizes a real world gambling scenario. That the problem is, I reckon if they changed all of the terminology and changed the art.
Think of how many card deck building games are out there that probably do half the stuff here,
100%.
but they're like, I'm the Willow card and I'm the Steel Man card, and you're like, that's just poker, but it's just
I want to
dressed
play
up.
that.
Yeah, all right, fine. But part of the appeal for me was playing with regular cards and knowing basic poker terminology, which you do not need to know for this. Like, there's a little cheat sheet on the side. If you have trouble remembering, like, flush, straights, royal flush, it's all there to be checked on as you play. But also, the joy of it is actually, when you play regular poker, you only get dealt, I think, is it 5 cards? And like
depends
5 cards. Well, it depends. Here you can, as you said, you can use modifiers or jokers to build out your hand that comes out that you pick from, that can be up to like sometimes like 12 cards in front of you. So you're like, it's so much easier to get a straight, which is, increasing numbers, or flush because you've got so many more cards to play with. So it's more exciting than regular poker, where you're like pair, 3 of a kind, maybe a straight, no, pair,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And your ability to like
me at
kind
a
of
casino,
influence
by the
the run to make certain things easier. So there's a joker that you can make a straight, but you can skip a card if you want. Or you can only make it with
Like in Uno.
Like in Uno.
Just like you know.
Just like Uno. In many ways, it's a Uno. But like it makes each run can be very different. I've had runs that are so different from one another. Whereas like in many roguelikes, you end up doing kind of the same thing. This I feel like has so much variety and so the mechanics are so like intuitive and interact with each other so well that a lot of runs end up feeling completely separate and completely different.
Did you find, even in your explanation at the beginning, it was like, there's so much to explain
So much
here.
to explain. I'm
but,
like, ah.
but also, like, it's actually really simple when you hit go and
Yes.
just drop your cards out. Did you find the start of this was a little overwhelming with the UI and everything? Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I think it's like I get the cards, and then something happens. There's all this stuff happening over the left, which is
Totally,
like numbers.
yeah.
And I felt compelled to like, do I need to know what's happening with the numbers? And it turns out you don't. You
Well, I
just
think that's
let them go up.
That's exactly it. The more you play this, the more you see little things happen on the side that don't make sense for the first, 5th, 12th run, and then you're like, I think I get what's happening over here now. The modifiers, and all the what's the word? The multipliers.
Yeah.
But that is the joy of this game for me, is watching those multipliers, because those little jokers at the top, when they activate, they'll go, here's what you have, and now it'll go, here's what you're multiplied by that, and that blue number on the left, that multiplier as it goes up, the noise, and you're like, the dopamine of bling, bling,
And then it'll
bling,
show,
bling.
and then the jokers, will count off.
And I think the
then
longer it
everything
goes, the faster they all go in sequence. So
Yeah.
it starts going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everything catches on fire, like you said.
Yeah.
And it is just like your heart is pumping out
The
of your
design
chest.
is incredible, and it was all made. All the art and the mechanics were both made by the local thunk, the singular developer, which is incredible. All this like very trippy like space weirdness happening in the background. All this stuff was made by him. So it's really impressive to make this a very tidy, clean game. And the only thing he didn't make was the soundtrack, which is also very, very good.
I was just about to ask. I feel like a game like this kind of hangs for me on the soundtrack, because
The
if
soundtrack
you're
is real.
in it for a long time and you want to be in a zone.
Yeah, and it does. It gets you in this weird headspace, and it's like it's a vibe all of itself. I realize the two games that I've talked about are card games, but I also feel like I'm dressed as like the NPC from an RPG where I'm like, "Hey, traveler, do you want to try a game of Jubilee?"
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
nice.
fits. I was saying even before the show, I hope this comes to mobile. It feels like I got it on Switch, luckily enough, and then for some reason I took my Joy-Cons off and I was doing it just with the touch screen on the Switch, and it works better than having to move the little cursor around. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think as a phone game this would be fantastic if it did. And again, phones are corrupt.
Or even
with
just tablets.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok has gone off. What did you do? Oh, gambling maybe.
Did we talk about gambling and our TikTok's been banned again?
Or was it tugging?
Was it tugging?
Might have been the tugging. we
Couldn't
did.
have
We,
been
we went
tugging.
hard on the
Couldn't have
tugging, didn't
been.
we?
We did go hard on the tugging.
Probably not.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great.
Tugged ourselves off of TikTok.
So yeah, Warpstone can still get on Steam. It's just the Switch. The stream went down. Oh, sorry, Liz. Thank you. Yeah, can still get on PC.
Yes.
But hopefully the developer.
And
pointed
if you're in
out-
America, you can still get it on Switch, but it's just in Europe and here. You can't get it on Switch.
Yeah.
and it
now.
was a bit of a sudden thing that happened to the devs. So they have tweeted out saying, "I'm gonna go and fight this and work out what I did wrong, or what we can what I did wrong, but what we can
It
do
seemed
to
like
fix
he
this."
was really upfront and really tried to work with the boards, and then just overnight he just got pulled.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you'd think that this would have been on his radar as well. He would have
Yeah.
like flagged all of this stuff to make sure he's gone through all the proper channels, and the game has been released, and then people have turned around and been like, actually no.
Yeah, and released for like a week or so.
Yeah.
and, totally
Yeah.
fine.
But then the game got popular. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And it
People
starts
started looking at it.
Yeah, stir up some business. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So
Round us out with something highbrow, Steph.
yeah. Listen. I'm going to talk about Fight Crab 2.
That's
Which,
right.
like, is almost not worth talking about, because sometimes I play games that I'm like, this will be funny. And then sometimes they're just so stupid that it's not funny. But I feel like there was something that I kept wanting to stop playing to stop playing this, because I was like, this is so stupid. It doesn't deserve my time. But There also seems to be a lot of like love that has gone into the stupidness of it. It's a physics-based crab fighting game. Here I'm trying to choose my
Select your crustacean.
this is my avatar. This is just your emblem.
Oh.
I ended up choosing that one because that looks like the lady crab. Because
Yeah,
she's got a bit of a
beautiful.
donkadonk. But then you
It's a shrimp.
a crab guy. No, you're a crab guy, a fighter who rides a crab.
No, your icon is a shrimp. It is. It's a pistol shrimp.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of groups all crustaceans as crabs.
It's like a gun.
Fucking crustacean cop over here.
Yeah. There is
police.
multiplayer. Look, I couldn't find a lot of people to play with, to play Fight Crab 2 with. But clearly, after the success of Fight Crab 1, there must have been some love for this game to warrant a sequel. So it's actually, the physics of it is actually quite involved. So you control, obviously, your crab's pincers, but also your crab can hold 2 weapons. You can see here that I've chosen a greatsword, and I've left my other pincer free. In this sequence, I'm holding a yo-yo. So I can shoot the yo-yo at the opposing crab.
Of course.
You can also throw your weapons as well. You control like the open and close of your pincers. You use them to block, and then you kind of move them left and right, and then you can go into like crazy crab mode.
This is controller
Sorry,
dual.
crazy.
This is.
I was using
thumbsticks?
mouse and keyboard.
Oh Jesus,
Because
you're crazy.
I'm so like determined to use everything on mouse and keyboard.
Sure.
This person has like a barbed wire bat, but I was
Clearly.
smashing it.
Doming this person with the yo-yo.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic. Sometimes it feels like you're just kind of spamming buttons, but then sometimes you get this really great kind of run. Okay. In this level, I'm riding a scooter.
Yep.
Which
No,
obviously
yeah.
gives you some more mobility because your crab can jump. But you control the direction with your mouse as well, so it's kind of like a very slow turn.
Can you explain to me what is going on with that UI, the circle and the
Well, because
Is that the crab zone?
it's difficult to control the crab and kind of direct your attack. So it's trying to sort of tell you that this is the zone that you need to be kind of using your crab claws in, but you need to move them left and right in order to trying to demonstrate, guys, to move them left and right in order to like move the camera. And then also sometimes if you drop, this is my favorite weapon that I used was this great axe. Sometimes if you drop your weapon, your little guy, you have to get off your crab and like go and grab it, and then you have to drag it back onto your crab.
I'll admit the reason I burst into laughter wasn't so much the crab as the person hanging on to the back of the crab. But I didn't even know there were humans in this. I thought it was just crab on crab. But the
Yeah.
fact that your humans there's a tractor that your humans riding around on the crabs is genius.
I got reamed by that tractor. But you, so the round is over when your crab gets flipped, and it's like wrestling. It's like 3, 2, 1. And if you can't flip
It's
yourself back
Robot
over,
Wars with crabs.
yeah, totally, yeah. And so every time I was like, oh, I'm done, I would be like, you've unlocked these weapons, and I was like, damn it, I really want to see what the lightsaber is like. And so then, there's also I guess the boomerang. There was also different kind of modes. Oh, that's just when you start. You kind of like.
No, I was more the shark.
Oh, now I'm riding a shark.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What?
Which was actually it was actually more trouble than it was worth, to be honest. The shark, I ditched
I always
it after.
find that with sharks.
Yeah, I ditched
Also,
it after a
riding
while.
2 things, being a human on control of a crab on control of a
Yeah.
shark, like that's getting deep.
Yeah, it's just like. It's like when you want to make your crab go a little bit faster, you can, but this takes the place of one of your weapons. You can choose a
I
weapon
see.
and like
And a mount.
an amount on for your crab to be on. And you have these kind of like arena scenarios, or you can be like 1v1, or there are kind of like wave modes which you'd appreciate. Then if you sort of go a little bit further, Peter, there was a section
So
where
they're all the PvE stuff that you can play that, are just
yeah.
against.
In this one, I had to stop. I had to save these people who are on a platform, and
They
I
look
started
like they're
with,
enjoying themselves.
yeah. I started with no weapons, but at some point, I managed to wrestle this katana from this other crab that I defeated. But it was kind of the situation where, like, when you're holding a ladder over your shoulder, where it's just like you forget the wide swing that you have, and I
Yes.
ended up just like
Clearing out the people.
that I was supposed
Gosh.
to be saving. So it didn't go so well. I don't know what that big whale thing is.
It's definitely like it's
seal.
hilarious to watch. So I'm assuming like potentially a fun stream game or something.
Yeah.
It's got the energy of a I'm learning to develop, or maybe I know how to develop games, and I'm just throwing characters and models and physics in here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more. I'm sure it's more directed than that, but it definitely has that energy of like.
Every time I wanted to discount it, there would be something about that where I was just like, this is actually quite clever.
I think it's quite profound and delightful because I think what it comes down to is a thought that I've definitely had, and I'm sure many other people have had, where they see jousting at a medieval festival and think, what if the horse was holding the spear?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's meta. Oh gosh. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's when you killed them.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
done.
And then, and I think, it's the boxing gloves. And then if you go to the end, Peter, I think there's the lights. The lightsaber was another great one. I felt pretty cool because you can kind of like zhuzh it on and off and stuff. And that was a pretty sick moment. So it's one of those things where like I think I would have a lot of fun with other friends in a game like this because it is so stupid, but it's just well designed enough that you don't feel like you're just flailing.
It's not a joke of a game in the sense that it has mechanics in there, and also I can see what you mean. If you're playing with mates and everyone's on voice comms, all cackling and giggling and kind of like that would add to the chaos and the joy you'd get from a game that's this messy.
And because the weapons all really do add quite different like aspects to how you kind of approach the fight, like Robot Wars, and you do just kind of want to experiment. It is one of those dumb things like Vegemite chocolate where you're like, this is so stupid, but I have to know how this is going to work. And then you go in and you've got like a chainsaw attached to a string or something and you're like throwing it across the arena. So
See, I want to see this at Evo. I want to see like highly skilled players devote many, many human hours to perfecting
the last thing you
crab.
the last thing you choose is an announcer, and there's like two like traditional Japanese announcers who just announce in Japanese, and then there's like an American dude, but that definitely adds some atmosphere to it as well.
That kind of booming, like sumo kind of calling on the side, that like hyper.
Yes, but I would like
future sport.
I would like to do my own announcing if I were going to stream it. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's Fight Crab 2. You're so welcome, everyone. And Gus, you played Expeditions, a Mudrunners game.
Bloody well did.
We saw Berserk Boy from Ruby, and Zach talked about Balatro.
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 It means card in Italian. It
Oh,
doesn't.
okay.
I was like, well, thank you for that.
If you stuck to it, I would have believed it.
Get it before it gets delisted.
Again?
Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this break.
We built this city. We built this city too close to the beach, coastal city. We built this city on erosion. I warned you when we zoned this. It was not the right place. You said you wanted coastal views. Now there's splash in your face.
Neck deep in the water
Is where we sleep at night.
Oh my gosh, is that Peter Burns?
Go and get yourself a mini sourdough loaf, something crunchy. Doesn't need to be a sourdough, just needs to have a really nice, heavy, thick crust. Cut it in half. I'm talking small. You gut it. The bread sucks. It's all about the crust. Put your cheese, you put your deli meats, you put your tomato in there, salt and pepper.
Does this almost
you got yourself a little frickin' pita roll.
It really is Peter Burns.
Skull and Bones has sailed onto our screens and straight into a maelstrom of mixed opinions, with many obvious comparisons to Ubi's last pirate outing, 2013's Black Flag. So we're offering a parlay to see which title gets more yars than nars. The biggest backlash is all about boarding, or lack of in Skull and Bones. And while on-foot combat was never really promised, leaping across vessels and clashing cutlasses feels paramount to pirating, so Black Flag will forever get the yar here. Both games partake in plenty of ship-to-ship combat, but only Skull and Bones delves deeper with PVM, and with potential to add more terrors in future updates. You may be saying, nope, 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 but we're all saying, yar! Smaller sea creatures do appear in both titles, but Black Flag's harpooning felt far more involved and thrilling. Plus, it could be done from your trusty longboat, foregoing the need to downsize ships back at port. Nar! Finally, everyone can agree belting out a shanty is something both games get right. And while Skull and Bones is the only one that lets us sing about donkey riding, Black Flag forcing us to chase down these extra tunes made them sound all the sweeter on the high seas. Yar! Welcome back to the show, everyone. We had an ad break there, and we saw a classic commercial for Coastal City. It's been gone for a while, but it's back, and we're very sorry about that. It was...
I just want to know why we got taken down. I just want I want to get an instant message as to why.
TikTok?
Yeah.
She's somewhere
I
else.
think it was, I read before, I think it was inactivity.
We didn't have enough views on TikTok, so we got taken down.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh my god,
there's
that's
not-
worse.
or there's
That's
not
such
enough
a fucking
chatting.
burn.
Not enough chatting. I think that is
It was not
also the
enough
team.
chatting and not enough interaction in chat.
What are you-
People weren't hanging out with each other, and we weren't interacting either.
Guess
Fair.
that's part of it, but you
That's
all
kind
have
of us.
phones. You can watch this if you're not watching on your phone on TikTok at the same time and watch. Is it set up watching Pete?
They're doing their best, guys.
It's set up on the Josh setup over here, but we also were testing this week no audio. Because last time we got banned because we presume because it was listening to us talk about mummies and daddies coming with each other.
And he's said it again.
Well, I mean this is a good litmus test, right?
Wait, so
if
that
it doesn't
this-
go down, it's back up. TikTok is back up,
But no
we
audio.
were streaming our show to TikTok with no audio?
That's what we're trying now.
Why?
So we don't get banned for saying sex, which is what we got done for last time.
But why would we stream it at all if it doesn't have audio?
Well, you know, it's a
'Cause they
behind
can
the
still
scenes
watch
shot.
Pete
It's
press
just
buttons.
it's a buttons and it's the lights.
They're
and
watching
the
Pete
cameras.
in his cool shirt, but obviously not enough people were watching at home. You weren't interacting
Yeah,
enough.
maybe you need to tone
and
down the
you,
shirt a little.
on Peter's only time he's pressed the buttons this year, you got him cancelled on TikTok. So shame on you. Shame on you.
You make me
Sad.
cry.
You made him cry.
TikTok, do better.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't hear me say that.
Say something rude.
Wait, it's back up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Back up.
I'm up to speed, everyone.
We also, along with the Coastal City ad, we got a word there from Minnow and Dolphin Pants together. Am I correct in saying that? Working together for the Pete turning up in what game
Final
was
Fantasy
that?
14
Final
online.
Fantasy 14, the new Pete character that can be found.
Yeah, I imagine it was Meadow streaming and Dolphin Pants was like, this is a moment.
Yeah.
We can make it a moment.
It was a
It's
collab,
delightful.
says Dolphin. Well done. Love your stuff.
See, I want more NPCs that just like talk at you about something that's just not related to the plot.
wander up
at
and
all.
say,
yeah.
here's how you should ruin bread.
So here's how you're making a damn fine sandwich.
Nah,
I want that.
It's not damn fine.
Not that. But thank you so much for sending your words. And remember, you can do that. We'll keep playing those as they keep rolling in as well. And we also saw one of the socials popped up there, a little comparison between Skull and Bones and Black Flag, which you can go to Back Pocket Vids at all our socials and watch us there on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts as well. All right, time to move on with the show. And we're moving on with a favorite segment that we haven't had at all this year. It's the first time we're running it, Celebrity Head Jobs. Where are you going, Ruby?
I was going to go to
No,
get started, but
not
there's
until
a
you
little
are-
thing we have to do before this.
It's just a little thing, and it goes by the name Timothy. Peter giggled. Thank you, A. Timothy, for sponsoring the segment, for sponsoring Celebrity Head Jobs, a very unfortunately named segment. But as usual, when we have a segment sponsored by A. Timothy, we like to read out a famous Timothy, or I at least describe one, and I leave it up to you guys to tell me their full name and where they're from. Their full name, Zach, and where they're from.
Like fantails.
Yeah, it's like Fantails, but we took it and stole it and made it a Patreon commitment. Here we go. Buzz in with the word Tim when you're ready. This Tim is a pivotal character and embodies the realistic and relatable nature of a mockumentary series. With his wit, charm, and occasional sarcastic humor, this Tim brings depth and authenticity to the workplace setting. As a character who resonates with audiences due to his genuine and down-to-earth personality, this Tim is a significant and beloved figure in the world of television sitcoms. Buzz in.
Tim?
Oh, Zach!
Timothy? Yes. Hey there.
Hey.
Could it be Timothy from The Office?
Whose full name is?
Timothy Canterbury.
He's gone and bloody done it. It is. Well done.
I thought you were going to change it.
No, I couldn't be bothered.
We were saying that it's hard to find Tims. And Gus was finally like, I've got one. and then Zach was like, you should do Tim from The Office.
I didn't know what the game was. I thought it was just help. I thought I was
Maybe I
helping.
should do Tim from The Office.
I thought I was helping.
Great idea, Zach.
Well, we found out the problem is that we all know the character's name Tim, and no one knows their surnames, or very few of us know their surnames. So all we do is go, oh, it's that Tim from this thing. And I was like, nobody knew it was Tim Canterbury, but Zach did and ruined the game. So he gets to win it as well. But that's fine, because we're going to move on with another game, and that game is Celebrity Head Jobs. If you haven't seen how this one's played before, I'm going to explain the rules, but first I'm going to make Ruby head up to the green screen wonder volume that we have over there. And bye. Oh yeah, good idea. Celebrity Head Jobs is a back-pocketified version of the classic headband-wearing party game. In our version of the game, we've reversed the traditional rules. So the person playing knows the celebrity they are. We do not. But I also do, because I made half of them. Apart from the ones that I play. You know what? I've made it more confusing than it needs to be. Essentially, what's going to happen is Ruby and the audience are going to see her superimposed her head onto a character of a video game character. Sorry. And then we will correspond with her. Series of questions, interview techniques, and she is going to embody said character. While she's doing so, she is not allowed to say the name of the character. She's not allowed to say the game they were in, or any just blatant obvious things. To help or to hinder, there is a list of banned words on the side that may be misspelt because I typed them out. And Ruby is not allowed to say any of those words as well.
And chat, try and avoid giving things away in the chat.
Chat be cool. Chat be cool.
We can still see chat. We'll try not to look at it, but just be cool.
Yeah, I'm bad at that.
We
so.
will glance. But yeah, basically it's up to Ruby once she's ready to go to embody said character. Okay, Ruby's going to rejig herself for this one a little bit, but the rest of us will just be from the neck up kind of thing. It's ad-libbing. We thought this would be appropriate, Zach, because, you know,
I've
DMs,
never ad-libbed in my life.
Good ad-lib. Well done.
Don't put pressure on him.
It's all me. It's all on me.
Now he's going to feel like he needs to.
me time.
He needs to deliver. When you can just have a good time.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we've had experience with these characters. Sometimes the voice gives too much away.
Multifish says she's Tim from The Office.
She's Tim from The Office. Sometimes if the voice is too obvious, you don't have to go there. And we also like to make sure everyone on the couch knows the game before we yell it out. Because there's really no winners and losers in this one. It's just good fun.
What's going on here?
I don't know, but I'm taking a photo of
Are we ready?
Ruby to send to the creative.
She looks like
Do I look like my baba?
A babushki.
So yeah, usually we do that. Ruby is in this time dressed like a nonna. And give us a yell when you're good to go.
Hi!
I believe that's the signal.
Wow. Hi.
Hi!
Oh, mask.
Can you
deeply-
can you tell me a little bit about how your day started?
Good. Full of life. Everything's so nice.
Is this just? Are you playing yourself?
Are you being held
I'm
hostage?
me. No. I'm too powerful.
Okay.
Shit.
Ooh.
Far away, Zach.
Is that what you would say if you were being held?
No. Everyone is my friend.
Everyone is.
Everyone is my friend. When you say everyone, do you mean do you live on a planet in space?
Yeah.
And is it populated with humans?
No.
I mean, that could be.
What's that?
What's that? What's a human?
Yeah.
Uh,
All my friends are
we
creatures.
And would you say you're a fighter?
Yeah.
And are you do you fight with a weapon?
Maybe.
show us your fighting face.
How many legs do you have?
2.
Okay.
How many,
Just feet.
Oh,
how many arms do you have?
2 knobs.
can you answer yes or no? Is your favorite color pink?
Yes.
All right, that's one.
Can you answer the question? How many things can you fit inside your mouth?
Okay.
So, many. But then they go away to a place I don't know.
Can you give us an impression of you consuming said item?
Amazing.
Well done.
Are you Kirby?
Yes. Cakey.
That was a great Kirby
That's
impression.
very good.
That was
Very
awesome.
good.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
We pointed out in rehearsals that it actually, it looks more like she's in the mouth of Kirby.
Yeah, she's being
Like
consumed.
sticking out of it.
Nice.
Well done. Clip it, JJQ. Zach, would you like to do
Please,
the honors?
yeah.
Head on up. Grab the expensive green screen volume
Hi.
fabric.
Kirby. Do you know Kirby's stronger than God?
Kirby is like rated, isn't it? Isn't he as like the most powerful
Nintendo character,
of
yeah.
all time?
Kirby is a god.
What? Okay, so Kirby versus Superman.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Cool.
It's even more of the tea because it's also like Kirby can take Superman into his mouth.
And he should.
Oh god.
Yeah, but he can do that and then he becomes Superman.
This
How
is
you
my
feeling?
favorite part. Where someone's like, they just have fun being the character, and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, over here. All right, not looking at chat, Ruby.
Yeah.
And give us a yo when you're good, Pete. Excellent. Anyone want to ask?
So where are you from?
I'm from England, dear.
Oh, an Englishman.
fancy.
Very old.
A very old Englishman? How old are you?
I'm like 20s, early 20s, I would say, probably. Yeah.
And are you in fact a man?
I'm not, dear. A very obvious fact. In fact, how dare you?
Oh, sorry.
Be polite, please.
Sorry. Okay.
Presence of the
Excuse me, sir. Are you a creature, please?
Am I a creature?
Is that rude? Is that?
Dare you?
Oh God, is that racist where you're from? Oh boy. Okay. What do you like to do for fun?
What do I like to do for fun? Pillage? Like a good pillage. Like a good,
Check the list.
Yes, that's good. Pillaging, love to pillage, love to
Mainly
delve, love a delving,
Delving.
love to delve
Here's a thesaurus.
This is so vague.
into
Steph?
graves,
Oh,
love
okay.
to grave rob.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you?
So you're any British person.
Are you? Would you say that you are known for Do you have a specific outfit you like to wear when you're on
Oh,
pillaging?
I rock. Actually, not dissimilar to the one that Zach was wearing. In terms of holsters.
Interesting.
I like it. I love a baffled British person.
I do declare.
I do
Do you
wear
know?
them.
No.
Do you know?
I made it.
Do you know?
Oh. I think so.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, then it's your turn. You keep asking questions.
Oh, okay. What do you dream of?
Jesus Christ.
What do I dream of? I dream of a world united by all the cool stuff I've nicked off dead people.
That's beautiful. And
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
How do you feel when you see? Does this stir up any fond memories for you?
Okay, who's that doing something for in the room? Because I know what she's going for. Ruby? That help?
Jack, come on!
That did nothing, Ruby?
I don't know. No.
Would you say?
Get in the freezer.
Would you say that? Sorry, you go first.
No, we should. Ruby, I like seeing this confusion.
Yeah.
So, like if you had like a favorite food, what would it be?
Jesus. What? Look at what's happening over there. Like, as in,
I can't look because
but you
the
can see.
screen-
You can see.
I can kind of see the
Ah,
screen
don't look
from
at
my
the screen.
angle.
Don't look at
A
the
merry
So-
old English breakfast.
Oh my god, me too.
More questions.
Okay.
Same, babe.
So, do you have a gun?
Oh, I tend to carry two with me.
Too interesting. Cowboy?
Not quite
A British cowboy.
cowboy.
That is a physical concept.
They are two guns on each side.
Do you say you carry 2 weapons with you?
Two weapons, indeed. Well,
Maybe I haven't played it.
You've
You
played
definitely
it.
played it. What about would you say that would you say that traditionally you've had a very iconic look?
yes, I do wear shorts and
Stop with your chat room.
I would say a shirt without sleeves.
Who's your biggest fans?
Gross dudes.
Sorry. Are you a lady?
I am.
You missed that at the top.
Yeah.
Right at maybe the first question.
Well, I went. Are you? I thought I asked human, but I must have asked man.
I think you got confused. Do you want to have a
Yeah.
guess?
Yeah. But you know who it is, right?
Yes.
Are you Miss Lara Croft?
I am indeed.
Give us a hair flick.
Oh my days!
Beautiful.
That's
Delightful.
and 90s Lara as well.
Oh my god, I was so lost.
I think I saw you lose the first one. You were like, "Are you a creature?" I was like, "No, we said you're a lady," but I'm like, "But I like that."
Why was
Watching
why
it
was
is-
Uncharted on the banned words list?
I struggled to think of more, and like I was thinking if you were trying to make a comparison to the Uncharted series, like the Tomb Raider games kind of kicked it off. Get up there, Steph.
Yeah. Okay.
Up you go.
You
Why
know
was Uncharted up there? Because it's hard to think of words.
You know when you
It's a little sweaty, by the way.
at the in the tutorial of Tomb Raider, there's your little butler dude that lives in Lara Croft's mansion that is following you around with tea, and he's like
He follows you around
little
everywhere. If
tea
you
tray?
stand still, he moves.
he just appears,
Yeah.
but really slowly, and he's always like, yeah.
Some of y'all might be mad at me, but I have to say I've never played a Tomb Raider game.
That's fine, but you know them.
I
You
know
them.
her. She's my friend.
Yeah.
But I've never played one of her games.
But yeah,
Yes.
not remakes. Well, they were. They just had remakes recently, and part of the advertising campaign they did was an ad for it had the butler locked in the freezer because she can open and close, I think, her freezer in her mansion. And if he follows you in there, and literally they've got the sound of Foley of a tea tray shaking, he walks in there and then he can shut the freezer and just. So the trailer for it was like Tomb Raider coming now, and the end of the trailer just has an old man in a freezer. And I'm like, this is messed up, but
Pretty good.
I kind of love it.
That's so
good.
sad.
Did you play the old ones back in the day?
I think I played like 3.
Yeah, 1
rented
and
it
2 are
from-
clunky but they were like
Blockbuster.
pioneering the movement system. So you go back and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Did you know that Lara Croft is the most Googled female video game character?
I mean, yes, but I never knew. But it's just one of those things that you go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Yeah.
All right. Steph, how we doing? Peter, how we doing? Okay. Not looking at chat. Not asking the name of the game.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff. But when you're ready, Ruby, Zach, fire off a question.
How's your day going?
Good.
Wow.
I've
forgotten
if you were to major in something, if you were to study something in close detail, what would that subject be?
It would be.
Question for my part. I don't know why I asked it.
It would be religious history.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, now I remember. Ruby?
Like, what's your favorite like ice cream flavor? Do you think?
Rose water ice cream.
Oh, she's fancy.
Yes,
fancy.
the fanciest.
Yeah.
Only the best for me.
Okay.
I know this is rude to ask, but age range.
You shouldn't ask a lady her age, but I'm very, very old.
Yeah. That's how old people always start the answer. Awesome. Do you like look gross?
Oh no.
All right. So she's
I look
hot.
amazing.
Do you is your favorite meal drawn from a person via their arteries?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've awoken something, unfortunately, over there.
Are you nice or are you kind of evil?
Checks list.
Well, I think that depends on what you define as nice. I think I'm nice.
Okay.
Vampire women.
Because sometimes I think balance needs to be brought to the world, and I think that's a nice thing to do.
She's giving you a lot of stuff here.
Like balance
Balance.
in the world.
Sexy balance.
Sexy
old balance.
Sexy old balance.
Do you have any friends?
Yes, I have some friends, old friends, as old as me. Sometimes we fight, but sometimes we agree on things. There have been some betrayal amongst my friends and I, and my family.
Lineage.
Do you enjoy masquerades? Potentially.
Ooh, I think you're...
No,
Sarah back the other way.
no, I think it's very I like to be out in the open so people know exactly who they're dealing with.
You got kids?
No. But everyone knows my father really well.
And would you say, even though you don't have kids, a lot of people would probably like to call you mummy?
Yes, I consider all my children.
In the words of Austin Powers, are you horny, baby? Do you have
yeah.
All right.
Anyone want to have a guess?
Are you Lady Dimitrescu?
No.
Oh.
Are you Lilith from Diablo 4?
Yeah.
Delight.
Very good.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
That suits you.
It's a good look. It's a good look.
Amazing.
Slay. Nicely done. Down you come.
Slay.
Now I've got two. Will made two for me that I haven't seen and I'll see for the first time up
Okay.
there.
Exciting.
You know what?
Yeah, really cool. That suited you.
Oh, thank you.
That was good. I also feel like something came out of you in that moment. You were,
Body.
yeah, you went to a different place there. Yeah. I got a little scared at first, if I'm honest. It was beautiful. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I think there's so many delicious cinematics that involve Lilith that it's. I was trying to remember some of her iconic lines that weren't on the list, but
Yeah.
I think it's just about the vibe in the end.
No,
it's about the
that's
vibe.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we ready to go?
Just checking my list. I've never been readier.
All demons are her kids. Yeah, that was a tricky one. I wasn't quite sure how to ask that because obviously, like the familiar line.
Hey!
Hi.
No, don't do that one again.
That was terrifying.
Hey!
What's your greatest fear?
Good idea.
Oh, jeez. I'm making up a voice that I don't think this character has. My greatest fear is being thrown out on the streets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like houses.
Like a dog.
sure.
Sure.
Would you call yourself a hero?
Nah. I just do the work. You know, I work 9 to 5. what am I doing?
What do you do for work?
You know, I work in, I got a...
This is my favorite part where the accent starts to take shape.
I don't know where I'm going here. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from...
Yeah.
For work, what do I do? I just make sure everyone's following the rules. I make sure everyone's happy. Everyone knows what's going on. You know. It's
Interesting.
yeah.
Are you from New York?
Probably not. I don't even think I talk, but I just feel like this would be the voice I'd have
Oh,
if I talked.
are you a creature?
I'm a little creature. I could be a little guy.
Interesting.
If you were
Yeah.
to kill someone, how would you kill them?
Slowly. And financially.
Oh.
I think a couple of you got it, but you know. You know, you don't follow the rules. I'll break your legs.
Do you so you deal in debt primarily?
I do.
Yeah.
That I
okay.
do.
Yeah.
That's why I went for the New York accent.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Are you furry?
Yeah, I partake in the furry.
That was not his question.
I'm sorry. Sorry, darling.
Are you like a? Could you be considered a pet?
I'm a little...
Not
wait,
like an exotic animal,
what am I?
but
I know I like, no, but if someone wants to feed me a big bowl of sausages, I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
Also, I could answer that in my native tongue.
oh,
Are you, by any chance, Thomas Nook?
I'm the very Thomas Nook. Hey,
God.
how you doing?
that suits you
It works so
well.
goddamn well.
If they ever
adorable.
make an
Oh my
Animal
God.
Crossing movie, that needs to be Tom Nook's voice.
Because it's the
100%.
tash and the shirt. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was on holiday, but, you know, I brought...
Amazing. Amazing.
I like that you put a little bit of your own characterization in.
Well,
there.
when they don't have a voice, I didn't know where was I going to go.
Yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
delightful.
That was amazing. I love that. I love that.
Jerry. Sometimes, as I said, voice can give it away a bit too early.
True.
But what does he sound like in... He's like...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how you talk in that.
With
voice.
previous
That's gonna
characters we've had was Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie, which is difficult. Of any Rareware game, it's just...
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, when they did that, we still didn't know who they were. It was like, I don't know if that's helping. Thank you, Nano Jeans. Appreciate that. There's
Nook.
there's a trend happening as well where it's like you might get one, opposite gender, and then you'll get one super sexy one. They may not correlate, but there's always got to be at least a few versions of those in there.
Bit of balance.
Yeah.
Bit of balance.
Yeah.
That's it. Tom Nook gets a bad rap for offering $0 interest home loans with no down payments or term limits. Just because he gives you the bells at the start, right? And then he's just, you're perpetually in debt.
Yeah, it's
From
just
memory.
that you just don't ever have a ability to buy anything outright. I feel like you're just always taking
Everything's
out loans.
loan-based.
Yeah.
Cheeky little raccoon. Ruby, you look relaxed. Oh, so that's not what I was insinuating. Sure.
It's a lot of energy.
All right. Zach, Steph.
Thanks so much for joining us. I would love to know just how you're feeling today.
Good. Real good. Right now, fantastic.
Amazing.
Could you describe like your perfect day?
English.
Do whatever accent you'd like.
Okay. I like to go for a ride on my horse and see beautiful women. Maybe I'll play a game of cards.
Oh, it's Gus.
It is me. Okay.
Yeah.
Cards.
Do you live in the Wild West?
No.
Okay.
Horse.
Zach,
Go
anything?
for a ride on the horse. Play a game of
Link.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruby, still with us?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, just checking.
I'm just basking in it.
She's basking in it.
How likely are you to get a job, or if you already have a job, be fired from that job?
I think I'm really good at my job. I haven't played this game.
Any character whispering to themselves, I'm playing this game.
How do you feel about redheads?
I think I like them. From memory, I like one of them in particular. Yeah.
I see.
The best one, right?
Yes.
Fair enough.
But she's not the only one.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so if we're targeting in, we might have an idea, but also how do we think they're currently, what's going on?
I think if this person is loves to ride horses and play cards, they might frequent some taverns. Maybe they might be out hunting some monsters or something. Would you say?
Yeah.
What do they do in between that, though?
Well, if they get dirty on the road, they gotta get in a bath. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God! It works too well. All right, well done, Ruby.
So funny. As soon as I said, because my first thought was Red Dead Redemption, and when you said you went in the Wild West, I was like, rides on horses and plays cards.
I'm like,
and
who
I said
else
it out
would
loud,
it
and then I was
be?
like,
The problem is I know a bit about The Witcher from like afar, but I've never played a Witcher game. Oh, I played a bit of Witcher 3, but not enough to have a good knowledge of
the bath in two?
Geralt as a
Yeah.
person.
no,
Or
it's
three.
it's
It
three.
is in 3. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty early on. It's after you get out of the main town. That's right. You see it as your little chat thing, don't you? Every time.
That's my follow alert.
Every
yeah.
time someone follows. Now you can think of Ruby.
Yeah.
And I will.
The redhead is one of the
Her name is Triss.
Triss. There's Triss and Yennefer. And the whitehead one is his
Siri.
daughter.
Adopted
Siri.
daughter, yeah.
Adopted daughter, yeah. Work.
Sorry, not you.
Work diva.
Sorry, everyone. I just activated. God damn it.
Yeah.
I hear you like redheads. Shut up.
And also, you're welcome.
Siri, show me a picture of Geralt in the bath, please.
Gerald.
It's Geralt with a hard G.
Is it?
It's
is
Geralt.
Geralt. Geralt.
I'm
of
waiting.
Bavaria.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting.
Don't have all day, dear.
Okay.
That's Lara Croft again.
Shit. I only have one English accent.
So you are British.
I've never heard of the place, darling.
Okay.
Ruby?
Okay.
Are you a little creature?
Yeah. If you had 5 apples and then you gave 2 of them away, how many apples would you have?
I don't truck with numbers or math. Blah, boring. Gross.
Okay, okay. We know what you don't
We've
like.
actually learnt a lot from that.
We have, surprisingly. What would you say is... what did you do when you got out of bed this morning?
I had the unfortunate interaction of several of my unruly colleagues, and then had to go kill things for quite a long time. Had to frequent some taverns, etc.
British Geralt.
Yeah.
It's British Geralt. Yes. How did you know?
Taverns.
What's your favorite color?
Vermilion.
What the fuck?
Interesting.
It's green.
Oh, just say green then.
I thought that was a shade of red.
Maybe it is red. Shit.
It is, isn't it?
Oh no, I think you're right. Yeah.
You said it with confidence, I believe you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Would you? So you kill things. Would you describe yourself as a fighter?
Oh. Well, not a lover, but I certainly know my way around a blade.
A blade. So a sword then is your weapon of choice,
Or a shorter.
or a dagger.
Would be.
You said you're not a lover, but a fighter. But if you were a lover, would you be a gentle lover or a frightening lover?
I make sure I get what I need.
A selfish lover.
Hey, man. You're a tugger, not a fighter?
I've been known to tug.
Very
If
good.
you were in a room with another version of yourself, how long before you would make out with yourself?
0.3 seconds. Just right off the bat.
Do you have any family?
I wouldn't call them that. No.
Interesting. Oh,
Ruby? Yeah?
I know.
Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a difficult question?
You can try.
Why? What's wrong with me? Why? What was it about me that you just felt like wasn't? Because I tried, and I feel like there was something between us, and I feel like things were going well, and I gave you a lot,
Actually.
and
The fact that you have to ask that question, dear, I think the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, and also on that note, what's wrong with me? Because I was keen, and then suddenly you wanted to fuck a lizard?
Also, can I just say, just give me some space, because I'm good, but you're just all over me.
See, that's why I like him. That's why I like him.
Yeah, so treating me, keep it clean.
Darian, there's still a chance for us, man. I swear.
Very good.
Delightful.
Yay!
Very good.
That was great. That took me a moment.
I thought you'd get it immediately.
Yeah, me too.
No, and the voice was so perfect, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I think because I was still thinking about the last character that you were being so different and very different. Yeah.
But talked exactly the same.
Oh God, I forgot.
The funniest part about that, not even that funny, but was doing the character art for them all. Anyone who's just pure humanoid, when you chop their heads off, they lose a lot of it. And Asterion wears like a very lovely outfit, but most of the shots that you can find are just them in a dark background. So I'm like, it would just be Zach in a fancy top, and it's like the only one I found had like the dagger and the blood and the iconic hand.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just like cut the head off. You're like, you just look like you're in a really fancy outfit.
Just a fancy
Yeah.
boy.
But the thing with Astarion is like his outfit is so fancy at the start that you don't want to put him in anything else.
Yeah, you
No,
really put him
you just
in,
want
like-
to kill him and steal it, which is what I did.
White shirt, so
It is
that's
nice.
what I chose.
Yeah. But yeah, I looked great in it as a lizard when we killed him in our run, and I wore his outfit straight away. Thank you, Dolphin Pants.
I gave him a dumb hat immediately.
Yeah. He's currently wearing a cowboy hat in my room.
Very good,
yeah,
and
yeah.
nothing
Proper
else.
hats.
And nothing else.
I have a question for chat.
We won't look.
Yeah, you guys can't see. But I want to know if this is the play. But I think what Will has prepared for us is more like this. You know?
So I prepared this one.
Oh, did you?
So there's two versions.
There's two versions.
I'm going to look at chat, you two.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
amongst yourselves.
I like the other version.
Me too.
I think it's funnier.
We should team up against them. We should create an alliance. Would you like to create an
Both are
alliance with
incredible.
me?
That's not helping. Definitely first. All right. How
Okay, cool. Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
up.
Great.
Ask away.
Yeah. So
Just say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi! Yeah! Woo!
Whoa. All right, bit
Ooh.
much.
So it's Ruby.
I respect it.
What
Okay.
do you think is your most if this was a job interview and I said, what is your weakness? What would you respond with?
I would say,
Everyone has the answer, and then as it comes out, like, I'm not saying like that.
I would say maybe people find me a little bit annoying.
That's still Ruby.
You are so mean to me. Can I just start with that? If you saw a turtle on its back out in the desert and you had the option to help it or not, what would you do?
Fucking great question.
Thank you.
Great question.
I would definitely try and help it, but maybe I'd play with it a little bit first, and then we'd be friends.
Oh. Okay. So, would you say that you're like the main hero of your tale, or maybe a companion?
I wouldn't say I'm the main hero, but people know me really well as one of the gang.
Right.
Is that?
Are you flesh and blood?
No. Not really.
Okay.
And your companion that you're with, how close would you say that you are to them?
Yeah, we're pretty close, I guess. I mean, I like to think that that I'm close with everyone, and that everyone loves me.
So Ruby, you're confident. That you
Good.
got any idea?
60%?
I'm like so confident that I'm now assuming what the words on the band list are.
Okay, Zach, then it's on you.
Okay. Do you live in just a dog shit area? How's the local real estate?
Look, it's not great. It's pretty sparse and dry.
Okay.
But you're happy with it? You're pretty positive?
Yeah, I mean, I try to make the best of every situation, but I wouldn't say people are like trying to live here. I wouldn't say it's full of lush landscape or anything.
Are you Claptrap?
Amazing. No, I like it. I like it, Pete. Very well done.
That's so fucking cute.
Good.
I love Claptrap. I'm a big Claptrap
The
fan.
hello had me. The
Yeah.
howdy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck yeah, that's
Yeah.
super good.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
I'm going up for the last one, and then we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do this thing.
It's fun.
You do a really good Claptrap.
Yeah.
I forgot to maintain, and then I was
Yeah.
trying to remember what Jack Black's voice sounded like because I was like, oh, that's cool because he's going to be him in the movie. But then
Jack Black Claptrap.
But then I couldn't quite.
Jack Black Claptrap.
That made it harder.
Jack Claptrap.
Clap.
Jack Trap Black. Think that.
Clap.
And that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well he I'm surprised that best friend wasn't on the list because he often calls you, the protagonist, his best friend in the games.
right.
Which I thought was really delightful.
Yeah.
I felt a closeness to Claptrap. Maybe it's because I'm so much
course.
like him, Gus.
When you asked that question, I was thinking about my relationship with the other characters.
Yeah.
But of course, that makes total sense. Yeah.
Hi there. You sounded quite frightened of yourself.
I'm fine.
Oh. Okay. Got cold all of a sudden.
Sorry.
Hi. Can I ask? In your line of work, would you say that you're involved in a lot of combat and fighting and stuff?
I don't like to partake in any combat. I let you combat yourself.
How introspective.
If you are on a date, are you paying for dinner at the end?
I would never feel the need to get myself grubby with your currencies. I am above them.
Interesting.
I can go harder, but I'm not going to.
Are you going to? Would you say that you're not human?
That depends on your definition of human. But I'm definitely not human.
Okay, interesting. If you had a series of bread and fish, and you had the option to dice them all up to give to everyone, or keep them all for yourself, what would you do?
That is a stupid question.
That actually tells me a lot.
I know the answer, but I know you don't.
How do you feel about humans?
I think they're amusing. I like to, see what they get up to. I don't know, fuck it. I want to go so hard, but I'm not gonna.
If you had a pet rat, what environment would you build for it in your house?
I think you all know exactly who I am, and that's totally fine.
If hypothetically,
Ruby, I think we're a lot alike. I'm gonna not let you finish that question and say you and I would be best friends.
Aw, thank you.
That's not a compliment.
Aw, fuck you. Yeah, I love her.
Where's my neck exactly? Hey!
Haven't we done this one already?
Where's my neck?
Whoa!
Hey! I'm freaking GLaDOS over here!
You're gonna make him sick.
Have we done GLaDOS?
I swear we have.
Chat, have we done
Because
GLaDOS?
I was thinking that, but
Wait,
I was like, no, we
might. Wasn't Pete GLaDOS? Pete!
He's gone.
Maybe we have done that
I'm pretty
before.
sure we've done it before, because I was like, it wouldn't be that. We've done this
I
one.
thought we made Peter one. Either way, it was still funny.
Yeah, that was a good GLaDOS.
We have
That was
fun.
a good
Thank
GLaDOS. You could say it was a triumph.
It was a triumph. And then I realized, I'm like, do I know how to do an auto-tune voice? I'm like, that's just puberty.
And you know what? You're right. I think GLaDOS and I would be besties.
You totally would.
Because I love watching people do little puzzles.
That's the one thing you have in common.
Yeah. And we're also both bitches.
No, I didn't say that at all. But that was heap of fun. That was Celebrity Head Jobs.
Yeah. I love this card, and I love the Cult of the Lamb one at the end.
Very cute and fluffy.
So cute.
Stick around for more cute and fluffy stuff after this break. I promise.
March Madness means a massive amount of games this week. It's the game plan. Reveal is a first-person puzzle thriller. Taxi Life, a city driving simulator, does what it says on the tin. And if you prefer Dirty Sims, Expeditions, a Mudrunner game might be for you, you filthy, filthy bastard. Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley is a story-rich musical adventure and not a snuff game. I know Tiny Building Sim Summer House exists because Elijah Wood tweeted about it, so please comment, thanks Elijah, in the comments. Tactical RPG Unicorn Overlord is hitting all the consoles. Sadly, unicorns were never weaponized for World War II, so they don't appear in this other tactical RPG called Classified France 44. The Thaumaturge is an isometric detective game set in Warsaw, 1905. Good year for it. And finally, it's real. None of it, because it's wrestling. WWE 2K24. How good are games? I just think they're neat.
Loki Cat wants you to think he's a good-looking man who wistfully looks off into the distance at weddings. But what is he hiding? Not only is he not the Norse god of mischief and the rightful heir of Jotunheim, he's not even a real cat. He was born a boy. But now that boy's all grown up, and that overgrown boy loves birds.
The man likes his cockatiels.
But does he love those birds too much? Cockatiels aren't the only Australian icon he's tried to fuck.
Those are flamin' pros!
Is this flamin' galah who you want in charge of the country if he ever decided to run for political office? Loki Cat, when you head to the polls this weekend, make this 9th life his last.
Authorised and paid for by Pockety Proprietary Limited.
I made a mess and I feel like a grub. I've done something stupid, now there's the rub. It's seeping through and it's leaving a sticky splotch. They're staring at me with the evil eye, 'cause I got my rag and I'm just rubbing it dry. Don't they understand? I spilled my beer on the crotch. I spilled beer on the crotch. I spilled beer on the crotch. Don't they understand? I spilled beer on the crotch. I spilled beer on the crotch. I spilled beer on the crotch. Don't they understand? I spilled beer on the crotch.
And it's just reach crotch.
You worked on the Twilight Princess remake?
Yeah. It was my first experience in the industry that I actually got paid for, which back then was a big deal. So there's this texture in that game that has like Hyrulean text or whatever, and each one of them corresponds to a letter of the English alphabet.
Yep.
And so I was like looking over this thing and working really hard on this thing. Like it's a big deal for me. Little young Jack working on this little video game.
Oh my God, of course.
And so I put my name in the texture instead. I was like, Jack Kirby Crosby made this, and I was like, surely QA will pick that up. Surely. It's Nintendo.
Nobody did.
They'll pick it up. They didn't pick it up.
No.
And the consequences of that are all over the internet.
And welcome back. We heard a word from Muso for Hire. The word was Gus pissed himself.
It's just crotch.
Oh, sorry.
The word was crotch.
The word was crotch, and you pissed.
Did you even see the song?
I heard a really nice song. I wasn't paying attention to it.
It was a beautiful song.
It was a beautiful
Sounds
song.
like I do want to get that going at a pub.
From Muso for Hire. Well, a few people said they're going to have it in their heads for the rest of the night.
There you
so
go.
it
You're
could
welcome.
catch on. It could
Beautiful
catch on.
song. We also saw Loki Cat's ad, which is just delightful. We saw the game plan, so we know what's coming out this week. Yeah.
Expeditions, a Mudrunner game.
Yes. And we saw a thing for the podcast.
Hey.
The award-nominated podcast, I might add. Very exciting stuff. We got Pokebuds is nominated for a Lizzie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, for Best Audio Program.
I mean, self-nominated, but nominated
but
nonetheless.
there's
approved.
There's nominate. You nominate, and then there's the finalists.
Yes.
And are we a finalist?
We're a finalist.
Yes, bitch.
Yeah, that's right. And this week we've got an episode all about video games and art, and our video games art, and the art of video games. And that's with the lovely Jack Kirby Crosby, who is the host of Dice Paper Roll, and as well the art lead of Wood and Weather, and the art director of Moving Out 2. And he's just delightful. And he's my friend. And he's just delightful. And that'll be out tomorrow at 10 a.m., as well as the bonus episode where Gus and I talk about the games that we consider to be works of art. And as well...
Spoiler, it's Mario Paint.
I was going to say, is it Mudrunner?
Mudrunner.
It's the perfect game.
Yeah. And, we've got quite a few episodes up now. I think tomorrow it'll be 28 episodes and then 3 extra if you include Hard Agree. So we got quite a bit of the show. Why not go right back, give it a listen. Give it a listen to, enjoy it. If you haven't listened to it yet, now's the perfect time to start. You might learn something or you might get dumber.
That is the tagline to the podcast. So
Very
you go.
real chance you lose neurons.
But yeah, thank you very much. Me.
I saw that coming a mile away. I'm like, very good.
And now it's time to go back to Back in Jack. Delightful.
Terrible.
Delightful. Back in Jack, of course, is brought to us by Dump Days. And every time Dump Days sponsors this segment, we look at one of Dump Days' comics.
Bring it on.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do
let's
it.
have a look-see.
Let's do it.
How many panels we got, Pete?
We got a 4-paneler.
All right, I'll be the white mouse.
I will be the first mouse.
And
I will be the third. No, Zach, you can be the third.
I will
mouse.
be the third mouse.
Yeah.
Welcome to the landfill, house mouse.
I can't believe they dumped me.
Oh, it's a Asterion.
So when is it feeding time? I only like specific brands of oats.
Typical pampered pet mouse. Born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Very good. Jesus.
Don't mistake my affluence for softness, friend. The shameful things I've done to maintain my life of leisure. The tea parties. Oh God, the doll dresses. The degradation. I'm a survivor.
Totally messed up, self-involved, and quick to anger. I think you're my new best friend.
The frilly bonnets.
So what? It's got PTSD.
Yeah.
That's.
But now it's free.
Well, now it lives in a dump.
I think rats would
I
like
think
that.
that's actually probably
You're
right.
right.
That's actually-
I think it's happy.
Yeah.
I think it's happy. Yeah.
And a good range of accents that we warmed up on with Celebrity Head.
Yeah, totally.
I was confident with an accent in that one.
Tom Nook came back.
Oh, Tom Nook is in the building.
I'm moaning over here.
So with Back and Jack, we usually look at a certain Jackbox party game, and today we decided to go for a Jackbox Party Pack 7 game, Talking Points. And in Talking Points, you are required to essentially present your own TED Talk. But the thing is, the topic of the TED Talk is chosen by a buddy, by a friend, which is what we all are to each other. And
well, this
Debatable,
we'll run
debatable.
through the tutorial because it's quick.
Yeah,
and
sure.
And everyone needs to know it. We're going to play it as a 4, but everyone at home is going to vote. So
Okay.
it's not like the Quiplash and stuff where they're going to play with us. If I hit play, does it come up with the room code, Pete?
It may do, but if that's how we get the tutorial and then we want to go and reset the room and start a new room, we could do that.
Okay.
Or just be faster than chat.
We can be faster than chat. Is everyone ready?
it allows up to 8 players, so...
Okay, full screen, the game. Everyone ready? Everyone got that?
Yeah.
Chat?
yeah.
No. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, what's happening?
Pete, give us the code.
I'm going to say that. I'm just
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess so.
I'm going to say when everyone's ready. I'm going to say press when everyone's ready. Press when everyone's ready. What's happening?
Okay.
Did it work?
Welcome to Talking Points. We
Yeah.
have an impressive
Yeah.
slate
We all
of
in?
speakers lined up, and guess
know.
what?
I think so.
They
find
are
out.
all of you. Come on, let's get started. First,
Unless there's
we're
an
going to
extra
come up
person
with
in
speech
here.
Titles for each other.
Really funny.
Okay. So we all get... Wait.
On your devices,
Who the fuck is
finish the
Zach?
3 speech titles you've been
That's
given.
Zach.
That's Zach.
Fill in the blanks
me.
Zach,
with some
babes.
Oh, there's
fun
two.
He just did a funny name.
I didn't recognize you.
I changed one vowel for another, my man.
Okay, we're going to fill in some blanks.
Who the fuck is Zach?
I was ready to throw someone out.
Okay, so the code. To provide the code for the audience, you should be able to see it now. And we can share that in chat as well. Press X to just.
This is going to get rude quick. That also, Zach, by the way, it helps when it's rude.
Okay.
Don't forget, you have 3 titles.
Don't forget.
All right, I'm good. Now there's a chance that none of the, or like only one gets used, I think. Or these go into a bit of a rotation. Jackbox has complicated rules. Ah, the NBNs.
JSNT.
For everyone at home, when we played 4 seconds, quick, 3, 2, Zach.
Very cool.
It sticks.
Now.
Okay, now we all picked the title of
Your
TED
device.
Talk.
This will be the title of your presentation.
This is gonna be fun.
Good stuff.
Well done.
Mind if Jack gets to choose the first speaker?
You will be the first
God damn it.
speaker, and you will be
All
their
right,
assistant.
tutorial. And who the fuck is Zach?
Who is that guy?
Excellent mind
Nice.
question.
Are we just going for
You
it?
will be presented with a series of slides
We'll get
chosen
tutorial.
by the assistant. When you see a text slide, read that text out loud as part of your talk.
Can
and
do.
move on quickly. When you see a picture slide, just say words until something makes sense.
That I
Also,
do.
you
That's
can
day to
draw
day.
and type on slides.
Okay.
These slides will be picked in real time by the assistant. You should always be busy using your controller to set up the next beat of the speech. You'll see the text and picture options that could follow it. If you don't think the setup text fits the direction of the speech, tap it forward or back to get new options. All speeches will follow this exact structure.
All right, this is
Quick
important.
personal intro, speech title, picture, text segue, picture, text segue, picture, thank you. Meanwhile, everyone else reacts to the speech in real time. Points aren't just based on value. How many times you hit the button is just as important. So hit them a lot.
They do such good design
That's it.
UI on this
Yeah.
stuff to make it all
Before you
engaging.
know
It'd be
it.
really fun to animate.
Assistant, go ahead and
All
start
right.
picking that first picture. And speaker,
So-
don't forget, you're in charge of advancing the slides. So when you're ready, hit the
Okay.
button and the speech will begin.
All right. No pressure. Hi, everyone. My name is Goose, and today my talk is a thrilling journey through the world of Willie's chocolate experience. Oh, Christ. So some of you might have heard that we just ran an event, and it went so well. People were screaming to get into our wonderful, wonderful experience. And when people came to it, the opposite is also true. People were screaming to get the fuck out of there because it was subjectively an interesting event. We think it went pretty well. Us here at the Glasgow Committee, we listened to everyone who had opinions and who was listening in the walls making chocolate. I think you all know what I'm talking about. That's right. The unknown. And that was also a bit of a problem, but here's the solution, guys. Here's
Okay,
the solution.
yeah.
Things didn't go great. Things went a little off the rails. Some said we forgot to put in rails. Some said we forgot to put a lot of things in. Some said we cocked it up a little bit. But to them, I say... Thank you. I forgot the ending was next because we will never do that again.
You said that,
I'm so sorry. There we go.
Very well done.
That's delightful.
Thank you very much.
I say thank you.
I forgot how many slides
thank
there were. There we go. All right. When we did this in rehearsal, Ruby flatlined me the whole way.
Oh yeah, I did it there too.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Don't worry.
All right, so people can add notes about what they thought of it or anything that would be relevant.
Notes, comments, constructive criticism.
And I can rate that Zach assisted very well. Well done. It's such a great idea when you think about it. It's just a slideshow that you have no idea what's coming up next.
Me.
All right, Steph, you're up. Ruby.
Yep. Okay.
And take it away.
Hi, my name is Hex, and my talk is a really difficult topic that I've been touring the country to talk about. And that is how much it hurts my feelings when teenagers laugh at me every time I piss my pants like Gus. It's not really been an easy life for me. I faced a lot of conflict, a lot of hardship. Sometimes the feelings just kind of rage build up inside me because I'm just always pissing my pants, and that makes me feel just like Gus. But, really, it's just really shaped me as a human and helped me overcome, the sort of various sort of spontaneous pissing issues in my life. I think the key to overcoming this, and what I really want you to all think about and take home from this talk, is that the sort of the takeaway is, you know what? Sometimes you feel like you're just slapping yourself in the face. And you're looking at yourself and you're like, that's you, that's me. I am my own worst enemy. But you know, if you love yourself enough to tug yourself, then you'll find that everything can change. And spontaneous pissing is a problem when you're not tugging. But if you tug, then wonderful things can happen. So, you know, in conclusion, I'd just like to say thank you so much for your support and your understanding on this difficult issue. I feel like together we can reduce the stigma around spontaneous pissing, like Gus. And I'd really hope that you can take this message with you into your life.
That
Thank
was
you
so
so
beautiful.
much.
I've actually learned so much from that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
It's given me a confidence I didn't know I had.
So it was on incontinence.
And TikTok Live has been shut down again.
I see it dropped off almost the moment you mentioned tugging.
I reckon it's probably because of the stock footage.
Oh, well then you can rate. You can say bow. Any notes?
Well assisted, Ruby.
Thank you. Thank you.
People did not like that hand mouth thing. Look at that dip
That was
there.
definitely, I saw chat, they're like, this stinks of Ruby. Oh God, I would not tug with that hand.
No.
Or would I?
Or would you?
Let's move on.
Yeah, I was about to get too detailed there.
So brave.
Thank you.
Welcome, Scotty. Welcome back.
Next speech.
All right.
You're up.
Yes.
Let's go.
My moment.
I forgot entirely what I picked as my topic.
Don't worry, it'll
this
come
is gonna
up.
be a surprise for everyone.
All right. Steph's picking a picture. Is that glass of water?
Hello, my name is Zach, and my talk is.
You press your button.
There's no button.
Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
It is time to reveal my secret identity, and I am a fabulous mess. You may be tricked, hoodwinked, flim-flammed by this.
Yeah.
What is clearly a man, but is actually a dog in a hat. This is a surface-level veneer of put-togetherness, but underneath, I'm just like you. I'm just sitting at home in front of the kitchen counter, 2 eggs on my plate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Conceptually, spiritually. And I realize I have to run down the timer every single time on this because I have no controls on my phone. So this is going to be me vamping. And why haven't I revealed this sooner? Why haven't I revealed that inside is a turmoil of chaos and nonsense? Is because I love to get fucking down. I love to get swiggity. I love to flip it up and flip it down. Bring it up and down and all around. That's right. I've kept this dancing free from you all, free from the audience, as a private part of my life. Because I'm embarrassed. I don't want it. It's personal. It's private. But I feel like now is the time because I also have a secret voice, which I will now use as I finish this speech. Oopsie. Wait, we've already done that?
It was a little higher, wasn't it?
We can do, oopsie. Oopsie.
that was it.
Well, it's true. My little secret voice is this.
15 seconds. 15 seconds
15 seconds on the clock. So, in retrospect, I'm a mess. I keep it all together, but secretly I'm a dog in a hat. And thirdly, I love to boogie. You know, really, the acceptance I've found here today with these fine people, well, couldn't have gone better. Thank you all.
Bravo!
Bravo, good sir.
Thank you.
What a wild ride.
Wow. That's amazing.
Oh, Lord. So your button's broken?
Yeah.
Is it still broken?
Yeah,
yeah, it's just showing. It's just
try
refreshing. Yeah.
Really got them with the voice at the end.
Lost them for a second, and then they were back.
Straight
No
back up.
Here we go. Very well assisted. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, does that mean I'm
Couple
next?
of comments.
Shit. Oh wait, no, never mind. I like my topic.
Guess who gets to pick your pictures?
Yeah.
Ready.
Ready to go?
Yep. Take it away, Ruby.
Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Ruby, and I've gathered you all here today for a really, really important conversation. And that is why me is the perfect romantic partner. Now, you maybe look at me and think I'm a freaking clown. Girl, you're a clown that sells pizzas. That's what someone told me on a first date when I told them I worked here. And let me tell you, I'm more than a clown that delivers pizzas. I'm also a beautiful girl. I'm a beautiful girl with a really big heart. And I care so much about stuff as well as delivering pizzas. And if you aren't moved by this next piece of information, you have no soul. I'm broken inside and on the outside. All my shit, you might be wondering, is fucked. And the thing is, everyone doesn't realize, but just because my shit is fucked and I'm a broken individual does not mean that I am not me, the perfect romantic partner. So there's only one way to fix your opinion of me as a romantic partner, and that is drink a lot, baby. Get fucked. You need to have 3 to 4 cerveza crystals to really get in the mood to be around me. I am loud. I am off-putting. I will bring up topics you do not want to talk about, but I am also comfortable with myself, and I think that's really important. Please drink so much. Thank you.
Very good.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
I forgot you can change the prompts at the top.
Let's see how you did.
Not just the
On a
picture.
rank.
So if the
Oh,
prompts were
yeah.
shit,
I forgot you
could
can
go-
draw on the screen. Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Awesome.
Well done, Ruby. Whoa, what a spot.
See that cerveza crystal
Yeah,
to
did well.
fucking
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
That was a hitter.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Gus, they were some fantastic photos
Thank you
you
so
went
much.
for.
Broken doll. I just
Yeah.
thought Ruby.
Yep.
Oh dear. So we've all done a talk.
Yeah.
I believe there's awards given.
Yeah.
And winners are. Oh, what?
Well, shucks. Now.
Yours definitely was broken.
Amazing.
Something was wrong there.
Do me a favor and give it a funny name.
Do we choose who the award goes to? I always forget this bit.
I don't know. I'm just writing stuff.
Someone in Jackbox will tell me in a cute infographic, I'm sure. There we go.
What a journey we've been on. Let's take a look.
Sun's crying. Thanks.
Beautiful.
It was a party.
Oops, indeed.
I'm also a dog with a hat.
Cerveza crystal.
Awesome. Oh my God.
That was me. It was a typo.
Crystal.
One last big award.
All right, let's see the
And
awards.
that includes the audience.
Oh,
Oh, wait, what's happening? Oh, we got another thing? Oh, we give the awards, do we? Alright, perfect. Yeah.
beautiful.
Finally, the big honors.
It's the Tuggy Award!
I think we've all gone for a...
Well done.
Okay.
Oh my god, wait, what?
I see.
Yes! Very good.
Amazing.
Let's.
Nice.
Oh, Ruby!
Put their points where their mouth is.
Steph,
Steph, well done.
Nice.
Delightful.
Ruby in second.
Beautiful.
This is Zek guy. I mean,
This
fourth.
Zek guy.
Who's Zek?
Who the fuck is Zek?
Is that guy?
That's so much fun.
It's good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That is talking points.
Oh man.
It's the high stress of public speaking with none of the actual outcomes of public
And
speaking.
none of the cue cards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also setting up for something that just ends up being so different to what you possibly could have conceived it's going to be.
This is true.
The image is the thing that really throws it, I think.
Yeah.
But that was another round of a game called Jack and Jack. Bow. A lot of Jack Black references tonight.
He's very good at flossing, isn't he?
He's very
He
good at
is.
that.
I can floss.
Can you?
Yeah, I'm really good at it.
I used to
Show
be
us in the credits.
Give us a demo in the credits.
Yeah,
Or maybe in the post show.
maybe in the post show. It's a good plug
Probably
because that's
in the
what's coming up next. That's the end of the content that makes up this part of the show, but coming up next is the post show. Zach, you can stick around. Excellent. Wonderful.
Hey, that's
No.
what's up.
Another quick pistol draw.
Goodbye.
I am living. Excellent. The post show is where we talk about all things saucy and creative. So make sure you can be a part of that. And it's brought to us by Oz Naminator. Peter, round us out.
Hey!
Thanks to Oz Naminator for supporting the post show as usual. And when we have a segment by Oz Naminator, we do a little bit of Aussie rhyming slang. I've got a word here. I'm going to say it. You guys are going to tell me what you think it means in Aussie rhyming slang. I don't know if I'm going British.
Aussie rhyming slang.
Aussie.
I think most Aussie rhyming slang is British rhyming slang.
Yeah, done with a shit accent or like just a country accent. So mine is Davy Gower. Davy Gower. He was the English cricket captain, David Gower.
Having a shower?
Bloody hell, he's got it in one. Let's have a shower. Well done. Yeah, bloody Davy Gower. Use that one in a sentence if you ever feel obliged to.
I'm having a Davy Gower.
You're having a Davy Gower.
Gower.
There you go.
Nice.
Thank you, Oz Naminator. And thank you guys for watching. That's the end of the show. Zach, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Who's your favourite?
The dog.
Yeah, well played.
Very diplomatic answer, but also the correct answer.
Correct answer indeed. For the people at home who might have joined a little bit later, tell people where they can find you, what you're doing on the internet, and what's coming up next in your world.
Zach Speaks Giant is a YouTube channel that you can find for free on the internet. It doesn't even cost anything. Although soon I will have a Patreon out, which will cost money. I put out I read out silly D&D stories and share them. And then I also do a D&D one-shot series, which is 2 episodes, but hopes to be more, where I replaced all the roles in a D&D one-shot with physical or mental challenges. So, like, if they needed to shoot a bow and arrow, I made them shoot a bow and arrow at a live target. No.
Cool.
And then, I stream on most Mondays nights.
On what?
On twitch.tuvalu.
Never heard of it.
And if you've ever heard... like a noise late at night, and you're like, that's not a normal noise for my house. That was me in your walls. You're welcome.
Ooh,
the unknown.
You're the unknown.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And speaking of streaming, we do this show on Thursdays, but we're doing streams on Mondays now as well. Ruby, I believe it's your turn next.
Yeah.
What are the fine people at home going to see you stream?
Princess stream, baby.
Oh, God.
Princess stream.
Are you dressing up?
I'm dressing up, as always.
Yes, bitch.
As a monkey again?
As a monkey,
but
but
a princess
monkey. That's
Princess
right.
monkey.
I will be streaming the demo of Princess Peach Showtime, which came out today.
That's so
Excellent.
exciting.
Very, very excited. I will be dressing up as a princess, but also maybe a monkey as well.
Monkey princess.
A monkey princess.
That's a promise we
like
make here.
Candy.
Like, oh yeah, Candy Kong.
Yeah,
She's less princessy.
She's the people's princess. Thank you.
Okay, fair call.
Yeah.
She awoken something in me when I played that game for the first time, but let's not talk about
That's
that.
awesome.
That is awesome.
That's gonna be the post show.
That's the
all
post show,
post
everyone.
show.
And that is this show. As I said before, we'll be back at the same time next week. Same couple of us, but maybe different guests at the same time. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Bye, Steph. Thank you for shouting out in the chat, watching here on Twitch or on YouTube, or Pete's little camera on
TikTok at the same time as well. If you'd like to go and find us and help support the show, you can do so by supporting us on Patreon. That's how we keep the lights on. That's how we keep the everything else running as well. So head to backpocket.gg. You'll find links to our Patreon. You can become a gold or silver tier patron, and you can get access to bonus episodes of the podcast and also access to the post show, as we mentioned before. You can also find links in there to all of our socials. We're Backpocket Bids everywhere, and you can go give those a like and a share and all that kind of stuff as well. Why wouldn't you? This content is worth every dollar. Also, you can find a link to our Redbubble store where you can find a bunch of our merch that you can get sent out there. There are no hot dog little purses. They are only for the wear back merch tier. But you can get our logo on a series of t-shirts and clocks and things like that. There's even a Scotty design that you can get there while you're there as well. You're right. Oh, a little bit of a vomit. All good. So please do share the show with your friends, your family, your frenemies, your enemies, all that kind of stuff as well. We'd love to make more of it with you guys. That is it for us. Ruby, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Zach, a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, get out of here.
Steph, a delight as usual.
Yes.
And me, Sir Tugs a lot. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you same time next week. See you later.